So earlier, I got tied up into something in the back. Friend of mine came over, and I had to go run to the back. All right. So the Lena Waithe way. What is the Lena Waithe way? So she had the show 20s, and we are going to go ahead and analyze that this show was representative of herself, but there was something else in it that I wanted to display that I felt was important to show about this show and everything in it. Um, I'm going to speed it up a bit, and we're going to go ahead share this tab. Alrighty. Whew. And so let's go. So we have the scene of Ella. Now, what's dope about this is Lena.
One is in her 20s.
That's her voice. And she pops it off with the sex, okay? She just pops it off good. This is her mother. Kim Whitley is her mom.
How you doing?
I've been better. Your aunt tried to comfort me yesterday. What? I came to my house talking great.
Yeah, that's why I stopped talking to her a long time ago.
Oh, trust me, I'm about to follow suit.
Oh, in front of it. Why didn't she stay with you? Because she had...
Great comedy writer. If you watch comedies or any type of sitcoms, you can see all the comedy inside of this.
A present for myself. Wait, is this like that black chick in Atlanta that married herself?
I'm with Ida B's production company, and I heard she's still looking for an assistant.
I keep forgetting all you black execs know each other.
Yeah, because there are 7 of us.
Guide me, oh, thou great Jehovah.
I like Hattie a lot, but if she's here, it's not gonna help with her dry spell.
We have sex in the morning anyway, and Hattie doesn't wake up till noon.
Oh, maybe that's why she can't keep a job.
So you're good if Hattie stays?
Yep, no, she can stay here as long as she needs to.
You supposed to be her sister?
I want.
What do you want to do?
I want to write for television.
A comedy or drama?
Okay, fine. I think the show sucks. And to be honest, you could use your platform to do a lot more than just showing a dope black woman falling in love with a fake ass
Woman in her position is supposed to do. What happened? I can't believe you tweeted
I
that.
can't believe she's... It's cool. I ain't want that job no way.
But you need it.
I'll figure it out. Profile.
I know. She did what any woman in her position is supposed
Because I don't have permission to show this, but I do have permission to clip it. So I have permission to do this. All right, YouTube, I'm stopping. I'm going to have permission to just do this. We're just going to clip it. We're not going to play it, but we're allowed to clip it and pause it at certain scenes. So I don't have to keep getting any violations because I just got a violation. I don't do strikes, baby. I don't do strikes. Okay. She received a permission from a Brazilian music artist to stream song on a Brazilian. She asked the artist through songs for a live stream, which is very world. But because the majority of the audience tunes in from Brazil, she thinks she should be fine. It's radio host and runs a popular on-stream radio show or YouTube channel. She received permission from a Brazilian. No, this is not really bad, but it is a violation. Okay, let's try again. Yes, this is a violation. Thank you for giving me a chance to try the fuck again. Marcus received a film school graduate, just wrote and produced his first short film. This is the first film he wrote and produced with all original content. Marcus decides to premiere his film by live streaming it on his YouTube channel for everyone to see. This is not a violation. Thank you. He independently created the short film. Got it. How many fucking questions are during the live stream? John and Jane discovered many of their subscriptions are huge fans of a popular science fiction movie. They decided to live stream their favorite scene of the film uninterrupted and without commentary so their subscribers can watch it together. Although John and Jane don't have permission from the film's shareholders, this is a violation. I don't even got to read it. Okay, come on. Let me get to the 7th question. What's this? Number 6. Andy runs a channel that features videos of his dog. One day, Andy live streams his dog acting excited while watching a popular movie about cats. Andy thinks it's okay, but his live stream includes long, uninterrupted scenes of the movie because he's not uploading the film. This isn't a violation because Andy didn't live stream the whole movie. This is a violation because Andy is live. Hold on. Andy thinks it's okay to live stream include long unscripted scenes in the movie because he let a dog watching a popular movie about cats. Okay, this is a violation because Andy is live streaming a movie without permission from the rights of the night holder. This isn't a violation. No, it's a violation. Let's go. Thank you. Celine, a professional vocal teacher, live streams music videos by her favorite pop artists. During the live stream, she pauses the music several times to describe the different singing techniques used by the artist. While Celine does not have permission to stream these official music videos, she believes her educational input during the live stream will help inspire singers. This is a violation because Celine adds educational content to the music videos during the live stream. This isn't a violation because Celine is helping her favorite artist's content get more views. I say because she's at an education part. What they gonna say? Thank you. We may allow live streams to have third-party content if the live stream has clear educational context. In this example, Celine as a now when I was, if you violate a different policy, you'll get another warning with the opportunity to take a whole other training. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not appealing shit. Okay, I took my training. Now, leave me alone. I don't want to appeal. Understand. I cannot. Okay. I just took the school. Y'all gotta be fucked up if y'all think I'm about this. What's this? Copyright infringement occurs when a copyright work is blocked without the permission of the copyright owner. Distributed, performed, publicly displayed without the permission of the copyright owner. The following items are not protected by copyright. People, videos, photographs. If content is available on the internet in its public domain, it's therefore okay to upload to YouTube. Pause. Okay, check my answer. I'm tired. Okay, YouTube done piss me off. Okay. I know how to do my fair use motherfucking 107, bitch. I fucked up on my last one. Y'all could just take it down. I don't give a shit. Fuck that shit. Okay? Listen. Lena Waithe studied the greats to make this film. And she's actually telling her own story, her own life, her messy relationship life, and all these different things. And we know that this is one of the Blythe lady that she worked for, and all these different things, Okay, so I wanted to play this. Her own story into award-winning television show. This one's 40 years ago. Let's see what this one's about. Are we back at NBC Nightly News or something else? Oh, this one she was talking to Wyclef, y'all. This one never got played around. I got to
Ladies and gentlemen, tune in, tune in, tune in. New York Times said, she said, I wanted to humanize them and show that their lives are valid, yeah. But I don't paint us in a perfect light at all. Why? My hope is that I can show us in order to do this. I was inspired by a show in London called Jules Holland. And in the show, it was like a music show where he basically discovered talent around the world. Wow. And what's dope about the talent is like really undiscovered and untapped. These messages, and we decode them. It's so important for you to know that. And
A lot of us don't know how we got there. And so for me with Chicago. You know, and I think that's for you. You know your country. You know from where you came. I don't know yet. I'm still doing the DNA thing. I'm gonna figure it out. But for me, my country is Chicago. There's a reason why I think black people hug our blocks and why we rep our cities, because a lot of us don't know how we got here. So I'm very tapped into and very respectful of the ancestors, because I know that their strength, their sacrifices why we get to exist. So for me, that really is where everything begins. Chicago is like my country. And it has so much to do with who I am, how I walk the world, how I see things. And then the other part of the beginning is my womanness, my blackness, my queerness. All those things are things that I was hyper aware of even as a young person. And I knew that I gravitated toward television. I knew I gravitated toward film. And I knew I like to read a lot. I like to read and I like to write. And so I leaned into those things. I leaned into those gifts. And so that was really the beginning for me as a young person, realizing, oh, this is what my purpose is. This is what my calling is. And then when I got to Los Angeles, the beginning, I call it, it's so funny, people always talk to us about the struggle, but I think of it more of a journey. Like where I am now, it's such a small part of my journey, even though someone could say, well, you've used a lot of this time pretty wisely. Like I've sold some shows, I made a movie, I've been in a movie, I've been in a Spielberg movie, I've won an Emmy, I've won the cover of Betty Fair. And I think people can look at those things and say, oh, okay, we can pinpoint certain things in your journey that we can look to and see success. But to me, the success is really the dark moments, as you know. It's in those moments before people are paying attention. It's in those moments before people respect me. It's my beginning is being dismissed, is being ignored, is not being listened to. Because in those moments, I'm forced to really figure out who I am. You know, like I wrote Queen and Slim while feeling powerless on the Shy. And being in a Spielberg movie gave me this sort of gold ticket in Hollywood. Or then winning an Emmy gave me another one. And so that's what the beginning has always been for me, is a journey to better understand who I am as a person.
She already was in the world of, as a screenwriter, she was already in the world and the door was already open for her if she ever wanted to be out there to be an actor. Okay? I think every writer has an opportunity to be an actor, because I would tell you, as a screenwriter especially, I can understand why you act as a screenwriter, because what's happening if you act as a screenwriter, I'm finding that you begin to understand how to write for your actors. So you have to put yourself on both sides, okay, of understanding how to write better by being an actor too. And that's probably why she was pushed to be an actor, is so she can see how to write in a position of an actor while being a screenwriter. You understand what I'm saying? Even Stephen King goes behind that camera and acts sometimes.
As an artist, as an activist, and I still feel like I'm only at the beginning. Even though that may seem odd because of where I am in my career, but I really haven't even scratched the surface yet, in my opinion.
Facts, like we would say as a rapper. Facts.
Facts.
Yo,
Facts.
You know what? So it's deep. I remember high school for me, early days. I have this song where I say, like, you know, it's funny we ain't even make the yearbook pick, right? So my high school, I just remember I was like considered like this weird rapper.
I'm sure you must have an interesting character in high school.
Right, I show up with a trench coat and I got my hat, you know, my derby hat. You know, my boys got their bubble goose on.
Right. Because like that was the thing, you know, at that time. But also, it was also cool for music, maybe like TLC, Escape, Debrat, like a lot of women wore men's clothing, and it was just wasn't a big deal. And so I felt very comfortable in that way. A lot of like I was wearing like the baggy FUBU stuff and being very, you know, with the swag and whatnot. And so there was always that. People kind of like, okay, come Lena the tomboy. I was always very much a jokester for sure. Always telling stories and always making people laugh. So there was that. But I definitely dreamed a lot. I dreamed a ton, and I would put the headphones on and just go somewhere else. And also, here's a crazy thing now in high school. I remember the night Halle Berry and Denzel won the Oscars for Best Lead Actor and Actress in a Motion Picture. It was very moving for me. It was very emotional for me as a young person, obviously being obsessed with like film and TV. And so the next day I had to go to school and I wrote on a t-shirt, Halle Berry and Denzel made history last night. And I wore it to school the next day.
Wow.
So
that's amazing.
And I think I was lucky. I think, you know, I don't know if maybe kids probably like, this girl is like so obsessed with this stuff. But now I'm like friendly with Halle. You know, we go back and forth, we can produce something together. And so I really do believe it's so cliche. But what you speak about, you bring about. And I think what happens is I try to tell people to be careful of the narrative you give yourself. Because some people say, you know, like when people meet, I'm sure you get this too, people meet me like, hi, you know, hi Lena, so good to meet you. And I say, well, what's your name? What do you do? And they'll say, oh, I'm nobody. Or, oh, I'm not, it doesn't matter. And I say, well, no, what is your name?
Exactly.
You are someone. Just because you don't live your life in front of people doesn't make your life any less valid than mine. And so I think to me, I'm very aware of people's narratives. You know, there are people you meet in life who are always waiting for the shoe to drop. Well, guess what? The shoe's gonna drop. You meet people in life who are always like, I'm an aspiring musician. I'm trying to be an actor. Well, then you're always gonna be aspiring. You're always gonna be trying to be.
That's right.
At some point, you gotta step in and you gotta do it. Like a friend of mine, we just made her film, the 4-year-old version, spelled Version. And it's all shot in black and white, Harlem, like crazy. Like first, she's in her 40s, first time filmmaker. I helped pay for the movie, I produced it, went to Sundance. She became
She said, how do you speak about yourself? Oh, nobody. No, you are somebody. What's your name? So you even learn while in these spaces how to communicate with the people. You know how to carry yourself and have the confidence in these spaces. You know how to get up and get in front of people and talk. That's why you put yourself in these type of spaces. See, I noticed one time, for anybody out there who come from New York City, right? You're going to feel everything I'm about to say next. And that is that, I feel like I skipped something here, but I just wanted to put her face in the camera. I feel like one thing about the city that I noticed people would do is this. There'll be a group of people, maybe like 3 people, maybe 2. And they'll have a conversation in front of everybody in the room. It could be a small room, and they'll be talking about something in front of everybody in the room. And they'll be rude to you if you even be like, excuse me, not to be in your conversation, da 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 da. And you join in their conversation. They feel some type of way about you joining their conversation. But they had the conversation in front of everybody. Live in the city, you can walk into a room, nobody will speak to nobody. Literally, nobody say shit to nobody in that room. And so, coming from that type of rude, low brain environment, because that's what that is, what you begin to learn when you become to go into these type of spaces is how to approach the room, how to come into the room, how to come into a space, how to say hi, hello to people, or whatever the case may be when you walk into a space. Make yourself known. If you get energy given back to you, give the energy back, talk, chit chat, say who y'all, what y'all do. Actors, what are y'all? Actors, who are y'all? I'm making connections with everybody. It's about showing your personality. Even if it's a very casual event, you can still casually show your personality in an event like that. You don't got to be loud to show yourself, but just pay attention to the little things. Don't introduce yourself. How do you talk to yourself? Don't introduce yourself as I'm nobody. Because you are somebody. Hold on. Let me text her back real quick. Well, how do you talk about yourself? How do you introduce yourself? How do you identify yourself? You sit here and you line up and do the alignment, and you take the courses, you put in the work for yourself and all the work into yourself. And the next thing you know, here you are. What's the name? You get what I'm saying? Here you are coming into this space now. Now you ready. Now you like, nah, I'm going to give my best. I'm going to do my best. You're going to talk to yourself and you're going to speak kindly and love yourself. And so that's how you're going to approach other people. All right, let's go. Fair use.
What I have to say to her is, because her whole, obviously she's in her 40s, this is her first, this is her film debut. She directed it, she starred in it, she wrote it, and her name was Rhoda Blank. She's amazing. She's also an MC. She was her Rhoda's Prime. And so,
I'm gonna get into that right
come
after
on,
this.
dude, you got to. She's amazing.
You know that?
She's brilliant. And so, she had to change her narrative. She went from always trying to get her movie made to she's now a filmmaker, and now she's an award-winning filmmaker. And I can see the shift in growth in her, where it's like, oh, okay, well now I have to turn a page because now this is the path I'm on. And I think to me that's my mission, is not only changing the narrative about Black people, but also being honest about our narrative too. But I hope that I can convince people to change the narrative in their own lives.
Well, amazing, man. So my stomach was dying. I was with my daughter, she's 15, with my wife. I think it was called Black as Fuck.
Yes.
So how do y'all do this? Like, it's so amazing because I know y'all wanted to die laughing.
Of course.
Which it was, y'all really went in. And I'm speaking to someone, so my theater background, when I was 16 years old, I was in a play called Club 12. It was a Shakespearean story of the Malvolio, the Club 12, Malvolio, Sebastian, and Olivia. It was actually a hip hop play. Wow. And I wrote all the music for the play. I think Quincy Jones came to sing when I was 17.
What?
This is what's crazy when I see you if I look at you a certain way. Okay, so I was in the play, MC Light was in the play, Darren, who became a big super choreographer, he was in the play, Lauryn Hill was in the play, Lisa Carson was in the play. It was like this amazing thing that we did, and everybody from the play just came out to be like these amazing superheroes, right? It's
I
like,
can
oh my
lock
God.
in. But like I remember Kenya rallying the troops, you know, say for that episode, which was not an easy task to get all of us.
I know, I saw all of y'all. I was like, yeah.
And I think Kenya's a very sweet. He always, you know, credits me because he says, I was the first person to say yes. And I think I'm very, anybody always joke, I'm like the flavor, like, you know, writers, I'm always like, let's go, let's do it, let's go. And so I was like, yeah, I'm down. And obviously you got Ava, and you got background kind of stuff, and Issa, and the whole crew.
Look. When you build, you have to, not only when you build the team for yourself, you have to build the circle for yourself. Okay? Got to build the circle. And the circle of people is the people that you build in your circle of people, or the people in the circle that you will constantly, that you keep like you know that this circle of people that you are keeping up with, right, that you're keeping contact with, whether you're attending their classes, whether you're subscribed to them, whether you're anything, right? The beauty of that is you're making yourself and your face known. That means that when you go into that space, you let yourself be known in that space. But again, these things are things you have to work up for yourself. Like I said, you don't have to be loud. You can just be yourself and just put yourself out there. Practice. Go against the grain. You know what I'm saying? Not go against your intuition. Go against the grain. Like, I feel nervous a little bit. This is out my comfort zone. Go out your comfort zone. Because I know for me, that would be out my comfort. I know how to talk to people. That's the strange thing about me. As antisocial as I am, I actually know how to socialize with people, right? But it will still kind of be out my comfort zone in a sense. And so I have to pull out that comfort zone. What's up? How you doing? What's your name? This is my name. I'm such and such, such and such. Whoever it may be. And then from that, you never know what kind of relationships you can build as long as you're not bullshitting, as long as you have things prepared that you need to have prepared.
And it was very powerful. I saw so many, because you know, on Instagram, people they take pictures of the TV screen and post it. And I saw so many screen grabs of that image of all of us on, you know, on the Zoom. And again, I didn't even realize, obviously we all did those by ourselves. So it was powerful for me too when I saw the finished product, and just to see how much weight we can bring and what this new class, what this generation is doing. And you're right, you know, we're someone's ancestors right now. We are the beginning for someone. And I think this is there's a revolution in every generation. And this is what ours looks like. And, you know, I think it was funny and I like that Kenya, because he talked to me about time, he's like, we as Black artists, you know, we don't always love everything that we do. And he's like, and we need to own that. And I think we sometimes as a black artist community can sometimes feel guilty about it because we don't have, we're still fighting to have the accurate representation in the music industry and in the film, in the TV industry. We're still fighting to feel seen. And so I think that's why it is difficult for us to take jabs at each other in the press. Even though every now and then sometimes you'll see some stuff down, like I remember when Tyler and Spike were not, you know, friendly. But I think but they've now since become friendly. And I think that is what I think where we are as a community is that it's better for us to talk to each other, to build with each other, and to be honest with each other, even if it is in private sometimes. That episode is so powerful, and I was really honored to be a part of it.
Well, when I looked at it, I saw power. You know, I saw economic freedom. I saw, if we could translate that to the new generation, Chicago, Detroit, all over. So definitely commend you on that. Now check.
Chicago people, if you don't know, Chicago people are remember, Chicago is where gangs started. Chicago is where the Black Panthers started. Free lunch started in Chicago. And I'm talking about the mafia gang shit started in Chicago. Chicago is known for gangster shit, okay, across the board, all right? Chicago is known for community shit, okay? But Black people have been doing that forever. And out of all cultures of people, Black people have always been community people. But Chicago was the one who created the free lunch for the children in the neighborhood. To this day, in the inner cities, if you see free lunch, it's because of people in Chicago. They started that. Anybody from Gen X generation can tell you a lot about Chicago. I remember when I was a kid, being taught so much about Chicago. I don't have no family members out there, okay? But my mom talked a lot about Chicago, and I ended up having my friend Kia, who was from Chicago, and I learned a lot more from her from what my mom was telling me, and she was telling me about their projects and the lifestyle and the poverty out there. always talked about Chicago, and then Kia always talked about Chicago because that's where she was from, raised her life most in Brooklyn, New York City. So all of these different type of things and things, right, going on. Now, the thing that is also key is because she's from Chicago and she comes from that culture already, just as Shonda Rhimes comes from Chicago and she comes from that culture already. Even though she grew up in a more South Side, suburban, what you would call Chicago, she still, who knows where her parents came from before they got to be who they are, right? And for her to be a Black woman in her time, born 1960, 1970, and a bunch of siblings on top of that, like, that's an honor for her family to be with her. They're both of them are teachers, you know what I'm saying? And they're upstanding people. They're not just, I think, like her dad is a professor, her mom is one too, or something like that. So these are what you would call prestigious Black people that she comes from. So all of these people, wait a minute, I think Oprah's from Mississippi, and she made her way in Chicago. If I'm not mistaken, y'all can correct me on that one. Yeah, the chat room is open right there. But these people are trailblazers in the community, is the point that I'm making. And so look at what Lena did. She did something that she felt was important to do. So yes, queer woman, whatever, that's really just the icing on the cake of what she is. She's far more than that. I mean, you're in the Black culture. We see studs, we see gay males, we see all that stuff all the time. What is that? Nothing, right? But what is it that she does? She wrote books about, for children, about other Black women, for children to know about these Black women in history, right? She has she's built an academy to help other people. And I went and I looked at her academy, and the people in those academy, they're not Black people. Those are white teachers and stuff. I looked them up. That is in there teaching acting, writing, as well as I think directing as well. And this is her academy that you have to apply and register for, and you have to have these certain standards of what you have to be to order to get into her academy, right? And then on top of her academy, then you have her doing other work out there, right? She's out here actually speaking and doing these interviews. I just saw her at the the Black Queer Creatives event. I just saw her announced. I saw somebody named, her name is Onyx Keisha. She's a producer. She's an indie producer. An indie producer who produces for another woman by the name B. Danielle Watkins. B. Danielle Watkins is the woman who's the vice executive producer for that thing I just showed you called Squirreler. So funny, Squirreler, right? And I see it right here, called Squirreler. You see what I'm saying? So it's this type of thing where, again, these are the circle of people that I pay attention to. And then here you have, look who's in this circle. Okay, look who's in this circle now. Oh, we have what? Lena Waithe in the circle, going to speak right next to Onyx Keisha, who's going to speak. Onyx Keisha has a class that she's doing on writing. B. Danielle has a class she's doing on writing. Onyx Keisha has a class that she's doing for directing and producing, right? This is what all these people are doing. And I'm pulling myself into the circle with these people, right? I've even, you see what I'm saying? Not get too much into it. But even just doing that, making my face known, even if I decide, hey, I might want to go to that event. It is a month or so away. I go to that event and I decide to go shake hands, meet people. I don't shake people's hands, but you get what I'm saying, meet people. This is how you build alignment. Do y'all see what I'm telling y'all? This is how it works. Is it a surprise that here I've been seeing the Black Queer event, right? The reason why I kind of was like, meh, because I noticed it was mostly males. And I was like, where are the women? Like, where's the balance here? Because I just see a bunch of males. I'm not seeing, and I'm even seeing trans. I'm even seeing trans males and stuff. So I'm like, where are the women? Where are the women? I'm seeing this woman here, okay? But I see another woman, and it's like, okay. And so now everybody that's being added now, they're adding all the women. So I guess they did the men first, and now they're going to do all the women. I guess they're going to also do the trans women as well. So now I'm seeing that they're adding more people. And lo and behold, they add Lena. Is that a surprise? Is that no? That's called alignment, because I attracted that, because I've been in the frequency, I've been in the vibration of watching Lena's success. Is it a surprise that Shonda is going to be close to me as well? No, because I've been in the frequency of success. Somebody even told me that Shonda usually has that event right here, not right next door county, right next to me. She usually has it right there. But this time around, she decided to hit another state over from the Carolinas. And so I said, okay, but is it still not a surprise that there's still access to these people? Do you get my point? Having access to them is meaning that you have access to the energy, the frequency. You're able to catch it early. Like, damn, y'all got an event. There's another event that Lena is at. And I told you I checked out that event. I think I got distracted telling y'all about it. The ticket, I went from the highest ticket to the lowest ticket. And I said, when you get at the highest ticket, versus what you get is the lowest ticket. And if you're a woman, they got a little quote that they got going on and say, hey, you get a little 25% off. So you get 25% off. That makes the lowest ticket for something, probably less, probably a little for something. The highest ticket will take you down to probably 9 to 8 something, depending again. The highest ticket probably take you down to 9 something, right? With that percentage off, right? Okay. Then there's 2 middle tickets, right? All right. The highest ticket gave you access, VIP seats, and VIP access to every single person at that event. That includes the people who are speaking at the event, and that includes the people behind the scenes of the event. The tickets in the middle gives you access, a sort of kind of VIP access, but a limited VIP access. And the lowest one gives you a general access, meaning you can get to be in the audience, you get to probably ask some questions if you can, and you get a chance to probably walk around and maybe luck up and meet somebody, and meet the people around you. So depending on how you want to invest, it was not nothing I would want to invest in, not even for a virtue seat. I wasn't interested. Depending how you want to invest into these kind of things like that, you got to understand the purpose of why you're doing it. I'll never want to go to an event like that just to have access to Lena. That would be crazy. That'll be crazy. That'll be fan shit, right? No, I would want to go to the event to have access to people as myself. I would want to go to the event to have access to building a team for myself and building a circle. I would want to go to the event to say, learn from somebody and be like, well, how did you build your team of people? Are these people you know? Are these people you trusted? How do you know? Whatever I need to do in that space, because the point is I'm going into that space to educate myself as well as put myself in that space to connect with people. That is where the mindset has to be for whatever it is that you're aligning with and that you're manifesting, okay?
Check this out. Wyclef don't do no interviews. I don't even know what that is.
I feel good. I told you, that's really great conversations. I'm like, this is
What
what
I do. I say,
Wyclef said he don't do no interviews. I didn't know Wyclef went to fucking theater art school.
look, all we're gonna do is talk. But you're very hard to surprise. So I bought a few surprises for you.
Oh,
right?
snap.
Oh yeah, because you know we talk. Like you ain't even ready. But I know you love Whitney Houston.
Of
like,
course, I got her signature right here.
I know how much you love Whitney. And I was speaking to Clive. You know, we had great conversations about Whitney. I had a good time with Whitney, Bobby, everybody. So like I was really inside of that family. Like when I tell you like meaning in the culture with them for a very short time, and it felt like we known each other like 100 years.
Right.
So now one night I was in the studio with Whitney. So you asked me what that was like. So this is it. So I always like when I speak of Whitney and I say her daughter, the reason why I say her daughter and not a name, that's how she always looked at her. My little girl, my daughter, right? So I'm in the studio and you can imagine. So I wrote this song that goes, my love is your love and your love is my love. It was taken, right? So, first of all, I write this song and I'm nervous. Like, is Whitney gonna like this song? Is Whitney gonna like this song? Right? And I get in the studio with her, and before going in, you know, they're like, yo, man, Whitney gonna be there. Bobby Brown gonna be there.
Right,
you know,
right.
Like, and you know Clive, right? So, you gotta deliver the record, bro. Do not leave without this record. Okay. So, you know, like, you know, as a composer, producer, you have your task. It's to take the rocket up no matter what. So you go in there, and she's in there, and we connect like Jersey. And I start to, she's in the booth. Every take she did, I saved. But while she was doing that, I noticed her daughter in the back says, sing, mommy. While Whitney's in the booth, right? I don't even tell Whitney what I'm doing. I take another microphone. And I said, what did you just tell your mama? Wow. And she said, sing, mommy. And I sampled it, right? And I held it on. I didn't even tell Whitney. So Whitney's killing the song.
Obviously.
And while she's murdering this song, so me and Bobby Brown knew the secret when we did it, you know?
Right.
And years later, I talked about it because me, Bobby Brown, literally was, when it comes to R&B, and his...
By the way, y'all, just so y'all could get, if y'all don't believe him, Whitney's from New Jersey. Wyclef is from New Jersey. I have no fucking clue where Bobby Brown is from. Where's this nigga from? I have no clue. Oh, but they're from New Jersey. So it's very possible that this is, my family who's in the industry is from New Jersey.
Voice and the way he portrayed it, I was amazed by that dude. You know what I'm saying? I even wanted to dance like Bobby. I had my hair at the time, and I said, Bobby, you want to go in there and sing some background? Bobby goes in there, and now so whenever anyone listens to My Love's Your Love, all right, I want y'all to pay attention. Y'all gonna hear sing, mommy, and then you'll know that story. And the male voices that you hear in the back is Bobby Brown. And I tucked him in the back like a Marvin Gaye record. You know how Marvin would space a lot of his vocals.
Yeah.
So I tucked that because I didn't really want a movie with Clive. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I didn't want the record to be prejudged before. You get me? So they heard the record, and the record was amazing. A few days later, I'm on my way to Jamaica to do a big dance hall clash sound system DJ competition. Kill these sound systems. I said, versus like you just Jamaica. I am going to play this.
If tomorrow's judgment day, and I'm standing on the front line, my love is your dub is my dub. It will take an eternity to break us, and the chains of our stop.
I know what that means to you. I say you. Yeah, but I know you though. I saw you. I understand the art and where you come from. So she chuckles at the end. And because she's just like, you crazy nigga.
Yes.
And she does this, and that night in Jamaica. So when you ask me, how did it feel like being in the studio with her, and what kind of, it just felt like, I don't know what no angel really looked like, because they say if you...
No, it almost, to me, I think a lot of people obviously think about I will always love you.
Yes.
But My Love Is Your Love, I think it's so representative as to how she lived her life. And I mean, like literally the reason why I got on the back, I'm like, who that sound like? And I just felt like, and that video was so beautiful. And also know we were talking about Robin, that Robin apparently was very instrumental in that album. She's gone. Whenever I hear that song in particular, it's just so beautifully done. So kudos to you for really paying attention to who she was and putting it on vinyl for us to have forever.
Yep. Jersey
go hard.
Jersey go hard. So I got one more surprise for you.
Okay, damn, I got that.
yeah, but so when we was
This nigga talked the whole interview.
talking, I looked at you and I was like, you know, I could score your movies, right? I said, yo, I'm trying to be the next young Zimmer, Quincy Jones. This is me, this little Haitian. See an image. I would turn the TV silently. So I said, what happened if I showed you how I felt when I saw Queen Slim going in?
Oh,
no, just, here we go.
Can I be Alexi?
You already are.
Oh, shit. Well, damn, I guess I just see the slim motherfuckers.
Jesus. Well, now we gotta do an alternate, score thing. I gotta show it to Lena. I gotta send it to Lena and be like, wow. You know what, actually, wow, that was beautiful. One, thank you for that. Thank you for sharing your ideas.
To you though, this is me. I can't reach over there to you, so I'm sending you the guitar vibration. You know?
I feel them. And it felt like, because that's how, like movies used to feel. Like in the 90s, we watched those movies and that's how it would sound. And I think, obviously, Lena was trying to play with something to make it feel more futuristic, so it felt more now. But I think what you did was because I grew up in the 90s, so I remember watching, Boys in the Hood and Do the Right Thing and Society. And that was so stunning, because I wouldn't have ever thought to even put a guitar, but there's something, because guitars cry.
Yeah.
And so that's why it feels like you're crying over the cellular. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's the original score, insanely inspirational and amazing. Genius. So as I send you on your way until I see you again, in the climate of the world that we in, and what is it? Because it clearly feels like the country is divided, and it feels a different way. So what word
was hope? That's what we are. We are what they hoped for. We're living the lives that they couldn't. And generations after.
This This nigga talked the whole goddamn time. I
Oscar and Giselle won one. She's up
Yes,
there.
she did.
And you can't take away, you know, her stats. She's like,
I mean, you just listed two of my all-timers. Denzel's my number 2 male actor behind Rob.
Is that her space? Oh, that's another piece of artwork back there, y'all.
not just voice acting, just acting in general. I mean, he's really a million different characters at once. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Those are great.
I'm mad at myself for not thinking about Robert Downey here. And I'm like, yeah, Robert Williams is missing.
He's the best. He is. I adore that man. I miss him so.
Yeah, R.I.P. R.I.P.
Sure. Yeah. You've worked with a lot of directors. Who are your favorite directors? Not necessarily you've worked with, but like just like, oh yeah, Spike. I don't know. Lena Matsuga, she's pretty okay.
Okay, here's the truth. They're all my favorite because they're all so different. And I've been directed by phenomenal directors. I'm gonna list a few. It's funny. No, Tiffany hasn't directed me yet. Don Davis has directed me for these after shows for Boomerang. That's a wonderful experience because she let me do my thing. Justin Simeon has directed me, which is a phenomenal experience.
All right, so let's get to it. Oh, we at the top of the hour yet? Oh no, we not. Okay. Let's get to it. Now, the key to watching other people's success is to educate yourself, not entertain yourself. It's natural to like the person, to feel for it's natural. I'm just telling you straight up, natural. All right. Don't be distracted by that. You are to educate yourself with this person. Conversations, first of all, the key thing is watching them with a very good interviewer. And to me, a good interviewer is a great listener, and a great listener knows how to ask questions properly. Okay? That's a good interviewer. Wyclef Jean is a nigga on a screen that just want to talk to people all day on his couch or his studio because he's fucking bored and he's lonely. That's different. He gonna talk all day, even though he like, oh, let me show you. He acting like a fan. Wyclef is acting like a whole fan, and he's Wyclef. Okay, that tells you something. That's what he doing on his show, and I knew he was gonna do that shit. Who is this guy?
He's my best friend, and he knows me very well. He also kind of gives me space and freedom to do what I do, but also is very particular about what he wants. Melina is phenomenal. I love working with her. Melina, I don't even feel like I'm being directed. She isn't someone that micromanages performances. She's the person that tells you like what the feeling is, or what she's trying to get, or what she needs to convey, and that is really amazing. So we almost not forget that I've been directed by Melina because she directs with such a light hand. Part of that's because she trusts and she trusts you to do what you're trying to do. And then I've been directed by Steven Spielberg with such a wonderful gift. And he is obviously he really. I mean, he tells you exactly what he wants from you, but I also appreciate that. I love that. That's great. Please tell me what you want. But I had a wonderful time. I wasn't weirded out by that. I didn't have an issue with it.
First, you had seen.
I haven't seen Shawshank Redemption all the way through. I know. Yeah.
Yes, Lena. How have you not seen Shawshank Redemption? That's a dope movie.
I keep trying to do it, but it's a long movie. It's a commitment. I've been on planes. Maybe it's my goal before this year's out to just say fuck it and go and just do it. I know. Every time I see it, I'm like, that entire film. And maybe this is a good time too. This is about a black man and a white man working together, and like just like maybe I should see that.
Gave the best work of his career.
Yeah, people say it's like I've seen like pieces of it, because that's the thing. I think a lot of people have seen. You start watching the movie and you get up and walk away, get distracted, whatever. So it's one of those things where like I've definitely seen scenes from the movie. I'm not crazy, but I'm not seeing it all the way through. I got to do one sitting. And I can do that. I can listen to my podcast. And I was like, I understand those politics. But I'll tell you what. I was sitting next to Justin Simeon, and I'm like bawling to the point where I'm not a big crier in my life.
Yeah.
My parents would be probably like, oh shit, is something.
Yeah, at the very end of the movie, it's like no one notices it. At the very end of the movie, you see the mom just looking at her son eating, and she just is like just grinning at him, just so.
What movie?
Going to see their heart in it, because all hearts are the same. So that's when people make movies that their hearts aren't in.
She has a lot of knowledge of actors, movies, who wrote it. So it's another thing. What are you educating yourself about in the industry that you're in? It may not seem important, but there may be people who are important in the industry that you're in that you need to know about. Meaning when you see them, you need to know their names and you need to know what their work is. Now, we can't help it and it's not necessarily an excuse though. We can't help it if we're from a certain age, generation, and we may not know somebody. That can happen, but that's not an excuse. There's no excuse for me not to know Loretta Devine. There's no excuse for me not to know Debbie Allen. There's no excuse for me not to know Vivica A. Fox. There's an excuse for me to not know Cree Summers because Cree Summers was an older woman, well, at least older when I was a kid on the If Different World. And so her as an older woman, I would know her face, but I may not know her name. But when I see her name, I'm like, hey, I know her. It's no excuse for me not to know Lisa Bonet. But I know Lisa Bonet because of somebody who was Gen Xer who told me her entire relationship with Lenny Kravitz and what she did. And what she did in that relationship with Lenny Kravitz. And somebody else even told me the relationship. A man even told me from Gen X what Lenny Kravitz and Lisa Bonet relationship was. So Lisa Bonet was a thing for them in Gen X. See what I'm saying? She was that girl in that time. So there's still not an excuse for me not to still know these people. You understand what I'm saying? Now, there are a lot of comedians that if I see their faces, I know their faces. I may not know their name. David Spade, I know David Spade all day. The guy who played Fraser, when I see his face, I know that's the guy from Fraser. You know what I'm saying? All day. Both of them, actually. And but out of all the comedians that I have come to know in my life, God damn it, I can't kill this damn bug. I know it came from outside because it's coming to the light. I'll kill it. Out of all the comedians that I have come to know, right, I have realized that the main ones, I know their names when I know their names. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them have died too. There's a lot of comedians that as a kid I remember and I had really liked and I thought were fucking hilarious, and they're no longer with us anymore. Okay, so something else I wanted to show.
There's a reason why you don't feel it.
Yep.
Your head is in it, or they're trying to like do something to accomplish. It's like put your heart in it, and that's what my thing is like. Whether people hate or love the Queen of Slim, it's like it touched you in some way. Because that's what for me it was hilarious.
Why is Chicago so important to her?
So important to you, and how has it inspired your work? This isn't necessarily a favorite thing, but I'm curious like how it has inspired you so much. Because I know a lot of what Cleveland gave me, I put out into the world. So I want to know like what Chicago really did for you and how you use it every day.
Be back.
I mean, I think Chicago is just in my DNA. I think when you're from there, you know, it follows you wherever you go. And the fact that I wrote a show called The Shy, I mean, it's so reminiscent of a Chicagoan thing to do. Like that's, right. You want to make sure people don't misunderstand your city. And I think it's a very misunderstood city, to be honest with you, because of the stories that come out of it. I know it's the politics that aren't pretty there. And yeah, I think we've just sort of been, people have told our story for us. And I think what I really wanted to do with The Shy was to humanize us, is to show the joy, the journeys of these people, and that they're just trying to do right by their families, by themselves, by their city. And that can be relatable to any city. Every city has stuff.
Yeah.
Every city has skeletons. And we have ours, but we aren't afraid of them, we aren't ashamed of them. And you know, we're a strong bunch. And you know, there's people always wonder, where does the hustle come from? And a lot of it comes from being from Chicago, because I took the bus, I took the trains, finally got a RAV4, got that, worked at Best Buy, got through the winters, worked at Blockbuster, went to Columbia College in Chicago. Yeah. I just really have so much of it in my DNA, and I've lived in different parts of it. I grew up on the south side of Chicago. Right. Then we moved to Evanston, which is a bit of a suburb, but still near my campus. And then we moved back to downtown Chicago because of my mom's job, and also it was much easier for me to because my school is Columbia College, and we're literally, our campus is the Loop, which is basically like a nickname for downtown Chicago. So I've got to be all over, and whenever I go back, I always still feel like I'm going home, no matter how long I've lived in LA, and I've lived in LA for a very long time. But my roots are there, and my mother, wherever your mother is, where your heart is. So that's what my mother's doing.
That is a very good point. whenever I go home to Cleveland, I'm like, all right, I'm finally home. I'm like, yeah, this, New York is home, but like Cleveland, I'm going home for a wedding or like blah blah blah. It's not like I'm going to Cleveland. I'm going home.
No, exactly. That's how it'll always be.
Yeah. Next two questions aren't movie related, but I just want to ask because I don't know. Are you a sports fan? And if so, who do you root for?
I, growing up in Chicago, could not be a Bulls fan. I got to grow up during the heyday of the Bulls and MJ,
Yeah, you did.
Scotty, and Rodman. So it's sort of a natural thing, but that was the only real sport in my house that we followed. And there's a house full of women. I mean, it was my grandmother, my mom, my aunt, our next door neighbor was an older Black woman, and my sister. But we just always loved watching the.
Lena might have some cancering going on in her. I tend to find certain zodiac signs, right? Because I had to bring the astrology in this, that tend to be raised a certain type of way. Because see, my daughter is a Mercury in Cancer. And she has her grandmothers. She, of course, number one, me. She has me in her life, her grandmothers, a lot of female friends, and just a lot of women are around her, though her sibling department is brothers. You see what I'm saying? And her friends department is mostly girls, right? So then on top of that, there is, yeah, she has some kind of cancer and something going on her chart. Because and also, here's the thing too, it doesn't have to be Cancer. It can be a water sign. Because Scorpios, what's the other one sign? And Pisces can grow up around a lot of women. Rico Nasty grew up around a lot of women, and Rico's a Taurus with Aquarius moon. And it kind of makes me question now, could she possibly be a Pisces moon now that I think about it? But yeah, I find that certain zodiac signs, like fire sign women, tend to grow up, because even males who have water signs in them tend to grow up around a lot of women, their mother, their sisters, their aunties, and stuff like that. Water sign men tend to grow up around a lot of women. I know a few Pisces male that they were raised around nothing but women, just a bunch of women. The men were there, but there was a lot. It's like there were men there, but then it was a lot more women than there were men. You know what I'm saying? And the women also very dominant women. I noticed that as well. Now, fire signs that's the Leos, the Sag, and the Aries women tend to grow up around mostly males, because that's the thing. My daughter is a Leo rising, and so Leo women especially tend to always grow up around males. It's always that way, and that's her. She even had classrooms for, like, I've never seen it before. She had a classroom with mostly male students in it, and most of her life she just had, even if she was doing something to volunteer for the school, she was volunteering to do some shit for the football team. She's just always around a bunch of males, even if she don't want to be. It just seems to be that way with her. So I noticed that with the fire and water women, it seems to be more of a dominance of the opposite sex. So Lena, she does have Scorpio in her. Now that I fucking think about it, Lena does have a lot of Scorpio. She has her Mars in Scorpio. She has her Pluto that's between Libra and Scorpio, but I don't have a birth time. She also has, she has Taurus, but of course she has Saturn and Scorpio because he's 1984. But then she has there's something else that she has in Scorpio. Her Venus is in Taurus, I believe. Yeah, she has the Venus in Taurus, but she has other Scorpio aspects in her chart, and so that's a part, and that makes sense that she's married to the Capricorn Cynthia Arevio.
Bulls, we loved watching MJ. It was a source of pride for us.
Yeah.
So that was the only sport that I still follow is basketball. I think because growing up in Chicago. And
so this is why she has. Okay, see how it all connects now. This is why she has so many Black women around her. Now it makes sense. Okay, see, there it is. She has so many black women around her that she has that supports her because she's smart enough. She's been smart enough to be raised around it to know that this is how she's going to make her way. And that's why it makes sense that in her legacy talk, she's talking to all of these black women. I know her mother be lit every time she see all these people.
And like hoop dreams and watching Jordan, like it's just basketball is really our sport. And people often think that I played or I do play because
I already do.
Hey! Look who it is, y'all. Our friend in our head.
Yes, in your spirit.
Yes, I love that. Thank you.
Yes.
What's
I
up,
see you got your
Lena?
Anita. You got your Anita. I got Luther on today.
I did this for you. I know how we feel about our girl Anita. If y'all
I don't Anita shirt like the other day.
Yes, there's a whole Anita Baker concert moment. I love the t-shirts.
Yes,
Which one
Anita
you wearing
tweeted.
today, you said?
I got Luther on today.
Oh, Luther's a good one. That's
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Luther's one of my favorites. Like,
come on, Luther's.
Why haven't you seen that biopic yet?
Because I think it's no. You
I
actually can say it the way you said it. You can say it both ways.
Is it biopic?
Like, so you correcting yourself. You correct yourself.
Many a time.
Really? No, I've heard people who I believe are smart and know things say it that way.
Biopic feels like I'm saying it wrong. Like biopic.
Biopic?
Yeah, it feels like I'm saying it wrong. So I'm always
biopic.
saying biopic.
Both are right.
It feels intelligent. And
I said
Kelly
biopic.
Rowland and Lena Waithe. Hold on, y'all. They cutting up.
Where you stepped out on your own. You had hits of your own, and you became this entity of your onto yourself.
Yeah.
When did you find a breakthrough about love in the midst of all that, where you kind of go, okay, I got it. Oh, you like still waiting. But it's never. You had some breakthroughs because you're still married. You got the
kid leader.
Y'all doing the thing. I did not
married.
I see y'all out.
Thank you. But were you talking about before Tim or like the first dose?
Well, I mean, how do you get to Tim? To me, you have to have a breakthrough in order to get to that place. Or you had multiple breakthroughs.
Oh, I had so many breakthroughs. I had so many breakthroughs because the first breakthrough was, I mean, I can just be honest, but like the first breakthrough, the first breakthrough was, oh, you know, this sounds really crazy.
Go for it.
Almost sometimes you have to have this persona sorry. But I was like, oh, you don't get it. Like, you don't get how great I am.
Wow.
And you know what I mean? Like, you don't get how great I am. I've been nothing but kind to you. I've been nothing but, faithful to you. I've wanted to be there. And you just literally keep, like, itching on me. You know what I mean? And I don't deserve that. And I don't know what it was that clicked for me, but I just remember being like, yeah, this is not going to work. My energy doesn't go choice. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm too good. And I think that we should feel like that. No, it's too good for you. I can't deal with that. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
That was
now, what age were you at with that?
21.
21?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
23.
Okay. That's not a bad age to realize that, because some people take them a while.
Yeah.
Some people don't get that till they about 30.
No, but then I had to go to another one. And then after that one, no. Sorry. After that first one, the whole Destiny album.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. That was literally.
I can't. Niecy Nash, I like Niecy.
Yourself a bad person. Do not speak, because words are powerful. Do not say that you are a bad person for wanting to put yourself first, because society and your friends, people, and social media will have you thinking you're a bad person for putting yourself first. Hence why you're putting yourself last for your whole life. Hence why you've been just existing for so long. So I would follow that up with, don't let the guilt and the shame and the pain weigh on you, because that's designed to keep you living a life that will not lead you to fulfilling all of your potential.
And here is the thing about your blessings. Your blessings, just like your attacks or the curses that are on your life, are also custom. So it's not a secret to the enemy where God is taking you. Okay? So he only has one job: kill, steal, destroy. But people think that kill is a little death. Like you're laying in the coffin and somebody's standing over you going, oh, she looks just like herself. No.
She looks like she's asleep.
She looks like she's resting in the bosom of Abraham. No,
she is.
It is the death of a dream. It's the death of your spirit. It's the death of your journey. So you're right here. God has shown you what's happening for you right here. In the middle is the meantime.
Come on, meantime.
And the meantime is where all the tricks live. The meantime is set up to keep you over here and delay you from getting here. So all of the things that happened, my mama died, I had a horrible breakup, I got divorced, my son is in jail, my this happened, my job got fired, blah, 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 we in a pandemic. It's a setup.
It's a scam. It's a scam.
To see whether or not you will hold on to what was written on the canvas of your imagination and bear witness to what he put in your heart to make it to this part. Those are the people who have the stick to it.
Listen, y'all. I got Rowan Niecy Nash. I wasn't even coming for that. Niecy talk about every damn thing I've been talking about since I started the success studies.
Like you're laying in a coffin and somebody's standing over you going, oh, she looks just like herself. No.
She look like she's asleep. I like
yeah, right. She look like she's resting in the bosom of a baby. No,
she is.
It is the death of a dream. It's the death of your spirit. It's the death of your journey. So you're right here. God has shown you what's happening for you right here. In the middle is the meantime.
Come on, meantime.
And the meantime is where all the tricks live. The meantime is set up to keep you over here and delay you from getting here. So all of the things that happened, my mama died, I had a horrible breakup, I got divorced, my son is in jail, my this happened, my job got fired, blah, 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 we in a pandemic. It's a setup.
It's a scam. It's a scam.
To see whether or not you will hold on to what was written on the canvas of your imagination and bear witness to what he put in your heart to make it to this earth. Those are the people who have the stick-to-itiveness. Those are the people who have the no matter what attitude. Those are the people who will lean in time and time again, get up, dust yourself off, and get back in the game.
Yeah. It's like the race isn't given to the swift. You know, it was given to the one who endures.
To the end.
To the end. To the motherfucking end. That's real. Because I think that people, I think that is what's keeping people from their purpose. Are these things that you can call it the devil, you can call it the government, you can call it whatever it is, that puts it in the way of what you're trying to get to. And I believe that when the universe throws monkey wrenches in the plans, it's really God asking you, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it?
Now, you know this for a fact, Lena. People will look at you now on the cover of Vogue, different TV shows and all of the things, and you selling out this and that and having these beautiful curated parties and events and da-da-da-da-da. And they look at you at a space and a place when you on.
Come on.
And they want they want to do what they see you do, but they don't know what they're attracted to is the anointing. The anointing is not free.
Come on.
It's not just, oh, what's up, I'm at Lena at a party, I gave her my script, I'm trying to get on. It is the parts of us that they don't see. When we were crying because we didn't get the gig. When we were crawling across the floor because we didn't know how we was going to feed these kids. When I watched all of my peers, I watched Tashina Arnold, Gabrielle Union, Evans Atkins, Tisha Campbell, all doing all of these sitcoms and all of these amazing things, you know what I'm saying, back in the 90s, early 2000s, and I was in the room with 3 babies.
Come on, Atlanta, insecure, dear white people.
See, same story. What I said this on a smaller scale. I watch people be successful, had a business, be on TV, get acting gigs. And I was at home in the project with 3 kids. And I told y'all that shit don't feel good. That shit don't feel good at all. Okay? So I'm right there when Dee said, I didn't know she had 3.
I came before my shit.
And people don't know your brokenness when you are on the path. They only see you, like I get posts on my thing all the time, like, oh, you the hardest working woman in the show business. She got another job?
Right. Oh, yeah, I see that.
Because you don't know the days when I didn't.
Come on.
When I used to practice acting by playing on the phones at United Airlines, a midnight shift, because that's the only time I could get somebody who was at home asleep to watch my kids.
Come on. No, I interned from 9 to 5 at a literary agency, drove an hour to the Valley, and transcribed tapes for the real world from 6 to 3 a.m. Did that for 2 months straight before I got an assistant gig on Girlfriends. Like, and I'm happy to get to see 20s and they get to kind of see this sort of like version of what my life was.
Sure.
But I think the thing that always kept me stable was faith. It was an idea that my steps were ordered. My steps were ordered. So I knew that even though I felt like I was in the valley, literally and figuratively, I knew that if I had the faith and the work ethic and drive and just the unwillingness, there was nothing like, it's like I was like a motherfucker in pursuit of happiness. Call me Will Smith, okay? I was like, I'm gonna get this. But then the lesson I learned that really I think God wanted me to learn was, okay, fine, I'm gonna give it to you. Here. Are you happy now? Is everything you could have hoped and dreamed and wished and wanted? Are you fulfilled? Or have you gained the world and not lost my soul, but lost who I was? I didn't recognize myself. So that's why I tell people, I say, don't get too comfortable in chasing the dream. Because when you catch it, that's where it begins. That's where it comes out.
And what I say is, the devil in hell cannot stop you from being blessed. But he can alter whether or not you enjoy it.
Yes.
So you could be in the middle of one of the biggest blessings of your life and be broken down to your studs.
Yes. Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can literally sit up there and have all the outer trappings.
Yes. Yeah.
And still come home and cry yourself to sleep at night.
Please.
So the what we are to master is a scripture that says the blessings of the Lord cause no sorrow. And if there is sorrow in it, you gotta either it ain't a blessing or it ain't from him. Something ain't right. You cannot get the right piece to keep the thing and enjoy and reap the feeling of the thing.
Yeah.
And that's the gotcha. And you will never get there as long as you in here are underserved.
That's real. And I think it's interesting. Oprah said something, I can't remember what she said, but it was very interesting. She said, you know, it's easy getting rich. It's hard staying that way.
Well, did you see me at the grocery store with my coupons?
Come on. Well, I mean that literally and figuratively. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because people are so excited about a finish line. If I just get this, if I just get cast, if I just get staff in the show, if I just get this house, if I just get this motherfucker to propose to me, they think that therein lies a promised land. They think this will be the thing. And I think what I've learned is that happiness is an ongoing journey. It's a path. It is a never-ending marathon. And I think what I've learned on my job is to throw away a finish line. Is to throw away, you know, it's good to have goals, But sometimes you get so caught up in a goal and so caught up in a dream. It's like if somebody says, all my life I just want to win an Oscar, right? You get it and you realize, why does this feel emptier than I thought it would? And then also when you've done the parties and you've taken the pictures and you go home, you're thinking to yourself, well now what do I do? And so that's why sometimes if people see me in certain places in my life, whether it be Vanity Fair cover, Emmy, doing a movie with Spielberg, like doing Queen Slam, like people go, are you happy? Are you excited? And I try to be in a place of, I am grateful for this moment. I'm grateful.
But you know what you also have a right to do, Lena? You have a right to have gratitude for the moment, but it's okay if you're not fulfilled. That just means that there's more for you to do.
Right.
There's more for you to, to chase and to pursue. I remember when I moved, I lived in the same community, but I used to live around the corner. Right. And when I said I was moving, people said, well, why? What's wrong with this house? I mean, this house is nice. Why you need another house? And I had to say, this house is gorgeous, but it's not the promise. Woo. And that's okay. It's okay that you feel like this, but I would never move if that was my house.
Right.
But I told me I can have something else. And I know it's not the promise. And I'm okay with that. But people might think you being brand new or why you just can't be satisfied with that. Because I don't have to be.
Right.
Ignore the comments section. Please ignore the comment section.
You don't have to be that frustrated about what doesn't satisfy me. What you need to do is get you some business.
Now let's so I won't get copyright strike here. Let's put this in perspective here, right? Let's go back. Black people get too goddamn preachy for me, honey. They get too goddamn preachy for me. Okay. Listen. From this point where she was talking, Niecy Nash, when she came out of the water, she came popping out of that water. You understand? Like a mermaid. You heard? And I remember Niecy Nash because she started acting, and this woman was just everywhere. Out of nowhere, it was Niecy Nash. She just made herself, she put herself out there. She did what she had to do to get there. Okay. And it's obvious that she has been acting for some time, and she realized the choices that she was making in her life sitting there with 3 children. Now, do not take it no type of way about those of us that have children. When you have goals and you got ambitions and you're sitting home looking at children, it's nothing against the children. It's looking at, where is my life and what kind of future, what kind of life am I setting for myself, as well as what I'm setting for them here? It's so much more that you begin to start thinking as a mother, especially a mother who is not a selfish one. Because what we see as mothers that people perceive as selfish mothers, those are the mothers on TV that always show she has a lot of money and she's focused on her career and she's focused on making sure that child gets their career and their goals. And that mother is perceived as the selfish mother. That's not the selfish mother. The true selfish mother is the one who what we call over mother, the one who has all the kids in the house and they're all paying the bills for her and she has the boyfriend, the mother who is on the different social services and stuff like that. And she's making this kids play. And then next thing you know, her son can have his girlfriend stay over. And then she making her pay through her food stamps or using her food. That's a selfish leeching ass bitch. Okay. That mother is that. But the mother who is the one who's like, look, I'm gonna get my shit together. I'm building what I need to build what I have because I had dreams before y'all got here, before you got here, and then I'm gonna help you have what you need to have for yourself. That's a loving mother. And that is what I feel the perception gets twisted in TV land. And it's not right, but hey, it's TV, right? So yes. You look at the line, you see her hand. I was trying to stop it on where her hand was at when she was like doing the measurement. You begin to look at your life and you begin to put in that work. And as you begin to put in that work for your life, right? What begins to happen is, like she said, nobody sees the tears that you cried because you failed that audition. Nobody knows how hard it was when you had to sit up and write that script all night. Nobody knows how hard it was when you had to, overcome coming out of your comfort zone to be like, you know what, let me go talk to this person over here and let me show them whatever I got or talk to them or whoever. Nobody understands the work that it takes to, hey, I took myself to this course. I took myself to, back to the drawing board to understand this industry. I bought a book. and I took this book and I started studying the people in the industry and who they are and names and stuff, and I made this book and whatever. All of these different things that I teach you right here in this space for the past week, I would say, right? No one sees the type of work in the inner work, learning how to talk more kind to yourself, learning how to be more kind to yourself, putting more love into yourself, how to make up for the lost time, right? How to show up and stay focused on yourself despite whatever's going on in life, how to make sure you choose the right type of people on your life for success. All of these different type of things that come with building yourself to where you have to build yourself, working from where you can work at. You understand? Like, all right, I'm at these are people who are in low budget films, but there's nothing wrong with that. In my class, one of the professors said this. She said, and she has a good film too, a great film at that. And she said, and matter of fact, she wasn't the only one that said it. Out of all of the professors, they said it is okay to start your film low budget. Straight like that. It is okay to start your work low budget because the industry has changed, blah, 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 blah. Just like that. Because even in the indie film world, people get awards. People get awards inside of the indie film. There's awards for people inside of any industry that you are in. Okay? I don't care if you're knitting. Trust me, there's someone in that knitting world who is a celebrity. There's someone in that knitting world who has paved the way for something for y'all. There's someone in that knitting world who has classes and academies and stuff for you as a knitter. Okay, whatever it is that you do. And I said knitter. Okay, I know it sound like another word, but y'all know what I said. But I'm here to teach you that you have to start somewhere. And you have to be honest with yourself. You may have to go to the drawing board, and that means that you may have to go to class. I accept the fact that I may have to go back to school for writing, to learn how to write again, to learn how to do grammar again. Whatever it is to speed up the process for making up the time that you have lost. See, people like this is why we are learning the Lena Waithe way, right? That's just a good title, but you get what I'm saying? The way as far as her path and the things she's taken is because you have to let go of what is not vibrationally aligned. That's how you have to see it. Does this vibrationally align with what I have going on in my life? Does this conversation and this relationship and this frustration that I'm feeling from this person right now, does it align with what I have going on in my life right now? And as soon as you say no, that's not where you need to be. And here, let me tell you something from words of wisdom. Do not try to have the best of worst worlds. Let me say it again. Do not try to have the best of the worst world. We are at the top of the hour. What does that mean? Do not sit here and try to be in something that is terrible, that is toxic and distractive, while still trying to reach for your goal. Meaning, don't sit around in a relationship that is dragging you down and you still trying to do what you have to do by like, I'm just going to ignore this. I'm just going to focus on myself, even though this person is sitting here while I do this. Let me tell you something. That energy of that person is going to distract the energy of what you're trying to get to. Okay, I'm not trying to give the other person power, but toxic energy is very blocking. I want you all to know that people's toxic energy is very blocking to any doors that you have that can open for you. They will shut 10 doors. And that toxic energy, let me tell you something. Being even in the presence of that, when you walk outside and you walk to these spaces, even if you try to put your Florida or water, whatever, to try to cleanse your energy, your aura, somebody's going to say something about you that is off and you're not going to attract who you need to. I promise you that. As someone who has pushed everything and everyone out the way and started stepping by myself, and start tapping into myself and seeing what doors open here and what doors open there. I am here to fucking tell you this. I literally was having a conversation with my young friend who's 26 years old about this shit. And she was expressing some things. Her hair was real dope too. And she was saying like, you know, she's like, I really just don't like people. I just realized, and I was like, and I was having this long talk with her. I was like, I'm not trying to be auntie. I hope you listen to what I'm trying to tell you, but hear me out. Nobody's worth it. Just hear me out. And she's like, especially at your age. I was like, no, I said, it's just not even just, I said, just any age of your life. Nobody's worth it. Don't get caught up with the age shit. Nobody's worth it. I don't care if you're 22 right now. I don't care if you're 26 right now. I don't care if you're 32 right now. Nobody is worth it when you are aiming for something. You have to understand. I'm going to go back to the video because remember, I have to talk over it because of copyright. Fair Use 107. The copyright law is that as long as I play it for educational purposes. So if I'm talking over it and stuff like that, I'm fine. The point is, they're telling you, and I know it's a little preachy and stuff, but they're telling you the formula of these are the things I had to let go of. I had to do the inner work. Yes, I got the awards. Yes, I went to the parties. Yes, I took the pictures, but I still wasn't happy. So I had to go back and do the inner work to open up more doors for myself. You see, because even the inner work is what you have to do to open up more doors. These are things I had to learn. These are things that I'm learning more as I walk this path, because that work is far more important than any work, right? I was telling my friend today, I said, you know, I need somebody like who is intimidating when I meet them. Like she has to be buku accolades, has a certain standard, something. She has to intimidate me. That's the type of person I need in my life. That's exactly what I told her. And while I was someone who ran away from that, from someone I met before that way, but now where I'm at in my life, I'm like, no. I'm walking into that shit. I want somebody that fucking intimidates me. The moment I lay eyes on her, like shit. The once I know what I know about her, like, yeah, that's the kind of person I need in my life. That's the kind of people I need around in my life. You think Lena wasn't intimidated? You think she probably low key? I don't think she ever endured imposter syndrome, but I feel like low key she probably was. I feel like she probably was intimidated by these women.
This moment,
you also have a right to do, Lena. You have a right to have gratitude for the only one that walked on water. When that storm came, that boy said, if that's you, Jesus, bid me come. And he got out there and he started walking on that water. But what did he do? He took his eyes off the prize, which is the Most High. He started looking around at the winds and the waves and all the mayhem and foolishness and carrying on, and he started singing. And that is exactly what we do when we focus on somebody else's blessing. You can't do that.
Right.
And let me tell you something else that you can do. My sister put this on she commented here about the time that I knew that I was moving out of this apartment that I lived in. So as an act of faith, I put this, and it was such a tiny apartment. I put this big orange U-Haul dolly right in the middle of the floor. So that when anybody came in and I had boxes, and they would go, oh, who's moving? And I would go, I am. Oh, y'all moving? Where are you going? And I would be like, I don't know. But where are y'all moving? I don't know.
Come on. You better buy boxes.
But this is my act of faith, because when they call, I'm going to be ready. And it allowed me to confess every day with my mouth, oh, I'm moving.
Come on.
I'm moving here. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Let me tell you what she's saying. Okay. When I was outlining, I was doing my work here and stuff, I reached out to actors. I emailed somebody, reached out to actors, told them what kind of project I was doing. Was the project finished? No, it's not. Project's not finished, right? Project is still in the works. Project's still in the works, right? But the seed is there. The project is made. It's not, I'm not bullshitting, because it's not that it wasn't finished, it's that I end up scrapping it and taking it back to the drawing board and taking myself to class and all that kind of stuff, right? This is what I did after, but let's get to the point. And I reached out to these actors, and actors reached out to me. And so I have contacts with these actors. I have followed them online, right? I have them on my phone, right? I have these actors in my phone, these directors, these producers and stuff like that I contacted. So I got prepared before it was prepared. But what did that make me do? That made me go take the classes. Go over here and take another class. Go here and go to this virtual meeting here. Oh, now people are bringing stuff to me. You see what I'm saying? People are coming to me like there's an event going on with this. Come on. Do you get what I'm saying? Emailing me in my inbox with it. Do you see how that door opened for me? Because now what it does is taking a class, opportunity, right? Doors open because these are doors that are open, right? Now what's happening to me? Now I'm stepping myself up more. How am I stepping myself up more? Doing more studying, taking my classes very serious. How else am I stepping myself up? Learning from the greats, learning about people. What do I need to brush up on? Okay, these are the things that I need to brush up on. Let me write this down. I need to learn more about this. I need to learn more about this. I need to take the books that I have and hone in a little bit more. You know what else I saw in my classes? These are the required books. And I'm like, damn, I have these books already. I don't have that one book right there. I haven't never seen that book before, but I have those books already. Literally sitting down in my archive. You see what I'm saying? Showing that I was already ready, prepared, right? It's a thing that goes, how does it go? Like you must be prepared to preparation meets opportunity. There we go. I have that posted up. Preparation meets opportunity. So I was prepared already before taking these courses, right? This is the same thing she's talking about where she's like, I'm moving. Where you going? I do not know. I don't know where I'm moving, but I know I'm moving. But wherever I'm moving, I'm going to move wherever the hell I want to move. That's the same process that I had. I'm moving. I'm getting shit done. And so therefore, vibrationally, these people I've never even heard of are sending me stuff. See what I'm saying? In my inbox, like friend requests. These are people who are the type of people that I want to have on my socials. You know how? Because they see my association. I can feel most of these people probably look my page up and down and probably just saw the beginning of my page to see that it was a serious motherfucking page. They probably didn't give a damn about what the pitch. They probably put it together like, oh, this is pictures because this person is a writer and this is their storyboard stuff. They put all that together. Like this person is writing. This person ain't got time to show their face and this and that. Maybe soon they will, right? So, and there's a picture of me online though. It's like one picture. But the thing is, that's not what's important. You are somebody that I know will want to come to this event that's right next door to where you are. Let's go. That's how the mindset has to be in alignment. Trust me, if you got some toxic ass fucking relationship sitting next to you, you ain't even gonna get shit like that in your inbox. And if you get it in your inbox, you ain't gonna get it. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest and tell you straight up, straight blunt. You ain't gonna get it. And if you do get it, something's gonna happen when you can't make it there. You got to understand what I'm telling you about the importance of alignment. Your mind has to develop like this. Vibrationally, what is this going to benefit me in my life? Vibrationally, where am I going in my life with this person, with these things, with these people? Vibrationally, how does this benefit me? And I promise you, it won't be hard to know if it does or if it doesn't. If you don't have an answer, then that means you don't completely know yourself. I'll say that again. If you don't have an answer to what that person benefits, or you don't know, or you're probably picking little things to say that they benefit you, that means you don't know yourself. Damn it, I scratched my screen. That's not good. And you don't want to be in that place. That means you got to take more time to get to know yourself. Let's hear some more what she's saying.
I got something else in mind.
Has something for you.
And I'll do it too. Yeah, go ahead.
Found this house, went to go see it. My husband, my first husband, said we can't afford that house. We absolutely cannot. And I said, well, can you at least just come see it? Because the lady on the phone was so nice. And he said, yeah. So we go see the house. We can afford this house. I said, but I feel like God told me this is the house. You better call the man back up. I know he ain't told you this is the house. And I said, wow, I just had to, okay. The woman called back and said, what happened? Y'all don't like my house? I said, no, we love it. We can't afford it. She said, well, you're such a beautiful couple. And I feel like God wants me to bless you. How much can you pay? You pay what you can pay, and I'm going to pay the rest. And I say that to say, when something is for you, God will bring it to a place where you can obtain it.
Yeah, when you tell the universe what you want, it will bend to your will.
Do you understand me? That you can't look at the natural. You always have to train to look at your life through a spiritual lens.
Yes.
Ascend, go higher.
Yes.
And then look down and see if you can get a better view of the thing.
Yeah. And I actually believe that we dream too small.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
We dream too small. I think when we have our dreams and we write our list down and God looks at it, I think she laughs.
That's very true. Like I said, take off the preachy stuff, but you know, I like to listen to the message. I can take away all the extra stuff. That's naturally what Black people do. Black people come from that preachy mindset thingy because that's how the family members talk and stuff like that, because what they come from. So yes, this goes, no, don't dream. You're dreaming too small. Your vision is too small. Your vision for yourself is too small. This is why I said go up higher. You want to follow someone's lead. You want to see an educational blueprint to help you get where you need to go. Go higher than yourself. That's why I said the celebrity is it. The person who has the accolades is it. The person who put the work in is it. The person who's sitting there talking like Lena Waithe, like this, is it. Someone who listens. Lena is a listener. Okay, she is a good listener. I mean, Cynthia said that. She said, I like someone who fucking listens. And we can see that she's talking about Lena. Lena listens. She will sit there. She's very humble. She can sit down and listen to somebody talk before she opens her mouth. And I really, really admire that about her.
I laughs. Because half the shit I got in my life, I didn't dream of. I didn't dream of it. I didn't think of it. I dreamed of a lot of things. You know, I dreamed of wanting to be a television writer. Somebody said once, I want to write television. I want to write funny things. I want to make people laugh. And I think God heard that and said, okay, you'll do that, but you'll do other things as well. But I think it was because I jumped off that cliff to do that. I said, well, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. And because I fought the good fight and didn't give a shit at all, I said, this is it. This is mine. I'm just here. Other doors opened up to me.
And there's only two options.
Again, doors opened up for her, and we saw the story. She wasn't into acting. Somebody put her in the scene and had her acting, and couldn't even find a scene, but she was in the show to come back. And then from the comeback, then that's when she met Aziz, and from Aziz, her and Aziz connected, and then Aziz got her acting with him, and then from acting, he got her in the writer's room to tell a story. You see how all of that aligns up? And I guarantee you, when Lena had all that shit going on, I wonder what relationship she was in. I wonder was she still in that relationship. I guarantee you, if we look at Lena's life when she was in that relationship, we should look at what her life was, because that relationship was very, very short-lived. Very, very short-lived. A 9-month marriage relationship. I don't even think their relationship, that was a whole lesbian relationship. I don't even think they were together. I thought they were people who've been together since high school or something like that. That's not even the story. I gave the damn relationship too much damn credit.
To anyone. Yeah. When you jump off your cliff or you jump off your bridge that you have built for yourself, you have to know that there's only two options. Huh? The only two options that exist is that there will be a soft place to land or you will be taught how to fly. Woo! That's it.
That's
it. We're done here.
We're done?
Jump, y'all.
With that, first of all, I just got to really thank everybody in this room right now. We had 2,257 people came through on this part 2 with me and Niecy. Waithe Wednesdays. Well, I got you here. If you can't, please tune in to BET tonight.
Oh, so that was her live. I've never seen Lena live ever, as much as I watch her. I have never seen her live ever. And you know what? I don't follow. People were going live in 2020. That's why it's 5 years ago. A lot of artists was live 2020. Oh my gosh, so many people were fucking live 2020. Instagram was like lit up with a bunch of celebrity blue dot lives. It was crazy.
Is it happening? Is it going down? Is it happening?
See,
hey! Oh, you got the hat today. I see you. What's that? You got new growth? Is that new growth?
Anybody get a hair in quarantine?
Oh, I know. My situation is like I have to get that. I know. This is not what I'm used to. It's not what I'm used to. I'm looking very dusty. Is this your first live?
It's my first live.
Wow, I'm honored.
Yep.
You're used to being a first. You're used to the first. You got some first.
I'm not used to being this far from you. Like I know.
I like hugging you far. I know. I miss you. I love you. I send you voice notes all the time.
I like the voice notes better than text messages.
I know.
Right? Voice notes. I like the voice notes.
It's quicker. I have so much to say.
I know.
I be having to say how. You know what's crazy though? As I knew you were knowing me, I was thinking about this, and I was like, wow, you still hold the title. You are still the only Black woman to have won an Oscar for Best Lead Actress in a Motion Picture. how does that like? I was thinking about it in my mind, and I have to remind people when I tell people that they're like, no, you're wrong, and I'm like, no, I'm not. And it was a very important moment for me in my life. I remember seeing it, and I was like, there's nothing I can't do. I was very emotional. I cried. It was like a whole thing.
Of your own company. And you start it by maybe taking a short trip, like take a weekend trip.
Right.
You don't have to look at it closer to the right match.
Right.
So I do think you have that time after a breakup, and you have to reflect, and you don't want to jump too quickly. It's sort of a rebound. If you're just jumping in because you don't want to be alone.
Let me just say something to all the Black women and women of color out there, okay? And I want to add the women of color in here, so that's the Black, the brown, and all of that, right? Please understand that anything that you become a part of is important. That's one thing I want you to know 100%, that anything that you become a part of, that you create, is important. There's nothing I ever seen that a Black woman has created that is important. Even if people may not agree with her, even if she's called a mammy, right? It is important. Because one thing I will tell you, I have not seen a divested Black woman trailblazing a goddamn thing. Okay. And I have seen women who have may appear to be divested Black women, but yeah, the next thing you know, they're like Candace Owens. And that's no shade. I'm just saying. So any Black, brown, or colored woman in this world, anything that you put yourself in, you hold an importance in that space. And you should not ever take for granted to even be pulled, to even do the work that you do, and walk the path that you walk, because you are important. And it's important too that I encourage all Black and brown women to see how many Black and brown women do what you do. How many important Black and brown women are in the space that you're in the industry that you're in, and what space have they held up? What title have they held up? What way did they, what role did they play for you as a Black or brown woman or a colored woman in this world? You see what I'm saying? You have to look at that on a global scale. And this is how I want all of you to think out there. This is not some let's look at Lena Waithe fangirl shit, okay? I'm literally taking notes. Sometimes you hear me scribble scrabble with my big ass markers, because I love me some colored permanent markers, okay? If y'all could just, if I had the camera this show y'all could just see me writing, okay? The notes that I take, the journaling that I do, to sit back and study and learn. I have taken my own life path, starting at this year to this year, and looked at what Lena was doing. I love bubble charts, made bubble charts to see what Lena was doing and what she achieved and all this kind of stuff. And what was I doing? And what little things that, what not little, but what things did I achieve at that time that was big for me? And why was that so big? And why didn't I get in? And I didn't go negative, but I was like, what reason did it not go bigger than where it was? You see what I'm saying? What was going on in my life? What choices was I making? And I realized, and I tell this story and I'll tell it again, I realized that I did not take opportunity. I didn't believe in myself for the opportunities that I could have taken. And that toxic thing that was around me, even if I said, hey, I want to do this, I never ever did it. And it was too much back and forth and all this type of shit. And I also started to realize what circle of people did I have around me at that time in my life. And I had a lot of low lives around me. And I mean, that was enough to make me break down and cry. But I've cried enough about that. I had a lot of low lives around me. And this is why I stress to you the importance of building a circle of people. The importance of knowing how to build a circle, knowing how to build a team of people around you and how to utilize them. If you have a friend in your life, you need to know how to utilize that friend. Okay. I'm talking about, is this friend a movie watcher? What's this friend favorite TV show? What kind of TV shows do you like? What do you like to see in a movie? What do you understand? Whatever it is that your field of work is, industry of, like this friend can be helped. Issa Rae, just go back to end. Issa Rae, when she got put on, she grabbed her friend up. She sure did. She grabbed her friend and said, "You're gonna be in this writer's room." And she grabbed up other people she knew of and other young writers and stuff. And she grabbed them up and she threw them all in the writer's room. And they had no industry, TV, film writing experience, but they were writers and they were screenwriters, and that's what she knew. And so not only was she in a space to build something for herself, but she was also in a space of teaching. So she was in a space where, which to me was very smart. Right? This is why I tell you about Black women and how Black women work. And I want to get into something too about Black people in general that must be talked about as well. But let me finish with Issa Rae. She was smart enough because here she is as Issa Rae on the show with these people who have no TV or industry experience. So not only is she in a position of respect, but she's also in a position of being a teacher to these people and also being a doorway to these people's lives. Black people, okay, Black males breaks the most rules when it comes to things. And the Black male will go and build his own empire and he don't give a shit and he'll call himself a king. And I have seen that trait with Black women as well, okay? Black people will do things their way and build from something that they've made in their way. The only thing that I see, the one teeny tiny hang up that I see with Black people is they don't build anything that could be Hollywood industry in the sense of building our own Black Hollywood. Even Issa Rae said we need our own shit. And I've been saying for years, and I stand on this, and I'm sure somebody else is putting out there in the ether saying it too. Tyler Perry breaks all the fucking screenwriting rules. Any screenwriting class you take, if it's a Black person talking, they're going to tell you, do not follow Tyler Perry. Don't follow Tyler Perry. They would tell us that all the time, but we know that already as screenwriters to not do that, okay? That's rule number one. Tyler Perry breaks all kinds of rules as a screenwriter. Tyler Perry is the only one writing, and he's writing in a week and 3 days and all of that stuff. He's breaking rules. Everybody has a team of people that they write with, but for some reason, Tyler Perry doesn't. But here's the thing. Those rules that he breaks, and Hollywood don't want to fuck with him, but those rules that he breaks, he's built his own world. Tyler Perry has his own studio. Tyler Perry has it to build his own umbrella, to build his own Black Hollywood. I mean, Atlanta is Black Hollywood, right? And if you didn't know that, Atlanta is Black Hollywood. He has energetically built a vortex of it being Black Hollywood with his how many studios Tyler Perry got? 12 studios, right? It might be more, right? Oprah is the number one. I know Will Smith is number 3. He said that's his favorite number. Who's number 2? I can't remember. He has this time. He has an umbrella that he can build for all these filmmakers and screenwriters and producers and stuff to be under Tyler Perry Studios with all of their stuff. Tyler Perry has an empire. Tyler Perry can make his own Netflix. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying about Tyler Perry being able to have enough people that he could have work under him to build his own Netflix. Why does the Black woman has to be the brainchild of every goddamn thing? Because you know why? If a Black woman was in a position of Tyler Perry, she would do it. If she was in a position of Tyler Perry, she would do that. She would build her own Black Hollywood. She would have people under her umbrella of her studio work. She would crown herself the Empress, the Queen of Hollywood. She damn sure make sure you know that. And she'll have everybody up under her shit, making her bread and having everybody else to branch and do what they wanted to do. That is power. Okay? So, even though the rules are broken, right? Black people can still build something for themselves. That's that's one thing out of anything I see that niggas can do. They can build something for themselves in that world of TV and acting and performance. Because when I tell you that world is a small, big world, it's a small, big world. As somebody in that world is someone who's getting more inside of that world. Okay? Now, for those of you who are divested and you don't want to deal with niggas and dusties and mammies, I mean, go ahead. You know, if you want to be in the industry, and I mean, everybody wants that shot at the industry because it's the industry, is the original Don Dada. I get it. But you still have to start somewhere, but still think big inside of where you're starting. So don't think bad about uh getting acquainted with people on Tubi. You know what I'm saying? Don't look at it as, oh, that's just the projects. Oh, that's just, you know what I'm saying? That's just equivalent to going to a trap house. If you think like that, then you're missing yourself. You're missing the opportunity. We just seen a platform called Squirrler. Yo, that shit sound like Squirrler, right? But it's squirrel, like a squirrel with at the end, right? So it's Squirrler. And I just found out that somebody I'm following is the woman Naima is the vice executive producer of that fucking show. Do you see how all of this stuff ties in and how it all works vibrationally? And I just saw events and events on top of events. And the one that I said, I'm not really gonna fuck with it. Now I see that Lena's there. There's another event, Lena's there. And there's another event between that. Lena's in that shit too. Okay. So before you know it, guess what? Lena gonna be over here right next in the state where I'm at soon. And I know it's coming. I feel it. You know what I'm saying? So it's all of these type of things to why you are building up this momentum for yourself. And trust me, let me tell you something. You may not want to believe this, but somebody around you, especially the relationship, friendship, they can feel that momentum. They can feel that something is fucking coming for you. They can feel that something is different about you. And they will start acting a motherfucking ass. Trust me when I tell you. You'll be like, what the fuck is your problem? Why the fuck are you up when usually you're asleep and I'm up at this time? Why are you up? Why are you wide the fuck up? You know, why are you texting me some random ass shit right now? This is crazy. You don't never do this. Because they can sense, their vibrations can feel that something about you is moving. This is why you have to get rid of that toxic energy. I got pulled today. I admit it. I got pulled today. I got upset. I ran into another friend, talked about what I was upset about, talked to them. We chit chat, cool as fuck. Like that friend, I really do. Chit chat, end up just being auntie mode with her. Got it all out, talked whatever, got back to doing what I'm doing now. But other than that, I realized how did I get down that road? Because I do my journal, my self-assessment. How did I get down this road? How did I end up here? And how did I end up doing that? And how did I end up doing that? Because of this right here. This energy right here gave a domino effect. And so this energy right here is telling me that this person is a bit toxic. And you're going to have to face the reality of what you see, because it's not blaming, it's energy. See what I'm saying? Like it's not blaming, it's energy. It's like, wait, you did that, then I started doing this after you did that. So then who's the culprit here? See what I'm saying? When I was doing this here, you have to put all that together. So let's go ahead and see what she's talking to Hailey about, because she really listening.
Are you really making the right choice for you, or are you just feeling a void? You know, and whenever you're accusing a partner because you're feeling a void, which I've done in my life, is a recipe for disaster. That doesn't have longevity. Not anything real and such. So no.
I hear you. It's interesting. I feel like you had and continue to have so many life experiences like that you just personally go through that I think is the reason why in your performances, because you play so many different kinds of women that walk through the world very differently. Would you attribute that to the fact that you really do live? You really seem like to be a person, just from where I'm standing, experiencing you, you're not afraid to live life victoriously, even if you kind of stumble or trip or fall. No, but I feel like that is what makes you such a palpable actress. Obviously, there's something about you that touches people. Because I really want to be very clear here. I think that people can get lost in your aesthetic and think, oh yeah, of course, that's why she's great. But it's like, but I've seen performances that you've given, whether it be Alexander Haley's Queen, all the way to Jungle Fever, all the way to Losing Isaiah. I mean, there's so many layers to you. Is that because of the way you live your life? Is because you have these things to draw from so much from your actual life that you're bringing into your performances?
I think so.
So my saying Babs, yes, Babs as well. Okay. I was going more of the dramatic. Like, don't forget Babs.
Hey, Babs.
Shout out to Robert Townsend. Come on.
Babs, and Natalie Giselle.
Yes. Making that happen yourself. But I also think what's also just really honorable about you is that you wanted to be the cracker. Like that. I read about that.
You know I'm not lying.
No, true. Okay. Let's talk shit. No, you look good. You look great. You look great.
In movies, I know that was a shocker. We do like
It was. I was like
American Dream, all that, like all of those.
You picked Baps. You picked Baps.
Baps, obviously.
Look, maybe because you knew who special guest was gonna be today. You were like, I want to make sure I'm good with Howard.
No, Baps is life. But I think I've just seen Hollywood Shuffle more recently.
No, Hollywood Shuffle was iconic.
Yeah.
I'll tell y'all right here, right now. Eventually, I do want to go live with Robert Townsend. He and I were like DMing the other day, and I'm gonna like build up the the courage to hit him and say, "Do you want to go live?" It was what a young thing to do. The older person, they're like, "What?"
He did a live with his daughter though, like last week, Sky Townsend. And so
Sky,
he got it.
Sky. Okay. Oh, he did do a live with her.
Yes, he could do it.
I'm mad I missed it. Okay, well, I want that because I really do. I love Robert, and I've been like, I've revisited. Okay. I got over 900 people in here.
Yes, send us some questions, y'all. Sorry.
There's a question, but also remind people what time they can watch Boomerang tonight.
10:30. Okay, 20 to 10.
She's on her show, right?
I have a lot of favorite moments. But
she was on the 20 show. So she just swinging by everybody's shit, huh? So let's.
I'm gonna send you. You ain't got this set, but I'm.
Let me see. Let me see.
Send it anyway. Damn. Let's go. Let's go. I might sing a Whitney song for her. Like, dear me, almost have it all.
What up?
So we know that she loves Whitney. Okay, we know that she loves Whitney Houston. Okay, that's beautiful. She didn't even play no Whitney Houston on her damn. She played Luther on the show, but she never played Whitney. That's crazy. I just thought about that. Maybe she didn't want to OD. Maybe she didn't want to OD on us and play Whitney all day. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she didn't want to OD. Okay, I get it. Okay, so anyway, people, whoever out here listening to me, or especially y'all that be riding with me when I be falling asleep and be playing the audio books and shit like that, which I'm about to do in a few minutes. Okay. You're gonna have your days. But pay attention, do your self-assessments. I do my self-assessments. I just wrote a few things down for my self-assessment. You're going to have your days. But when you have those days, you need to pay attention to what happens to you on those days. And trust me, whoever started the domino effect of that day, that's the toxic energy that is not working for you. You need to sit there. If you got to cry it out, baby. Cry it out, baby. That's the toxic energy that's not going to work out for you. Understand what comes with the territory of doing this. There's things that come with the territory of educating yourself, of studying people's successful paths, of listening to people how they did the successful paths, looking at the inner work that they do for themselves on their path. Them being vulnerable enough to say there were times that I didn't feel good and I wasn't happy and this and that and I didn't know why. That's a lot for them to do, for the world to see their open wounds like that when there's cruel ass social media, okay? For them to do that. Don't take that for granted. Educate yourself in that. You did not resonate, whatever person you have as your success study, you did not resonate with that person for no reason. Trust me, you're going to find something in them in their life that is parallel to yours. It's all of it. It's no accident that I click on her and Niecy Nash. Niecy started talking and Niecy said the same damn thing I said. And we see where Niecy Nash is at in her life. Like we see how where she has become very established as for herself. But I was in the projects and I doubt Niecy Nash was in the goddamn projects feeling the way she felt. The way I felt, but we still had something parallel in that experience. And then she goes talking about what she's talking about. That's no accident. There are times that I have been here talking, and there's things I've said before even Lena got to say it, before the people got to say it, and I never even watched the video before to even tell you what they was going to say. Work your alignment. Do your inner work. Do the outer work, skincare routine. Self-care routine, right? I was scrambling looking for my clippers. Do you hear me? I was like, you know what? I'm not going to look for it no more. When they come up, they're going to come up. Because one thing I don't like, TMI, I don't like no long toenails. I cannot stand long toenails. Long toenails are very dangerous. If you hit that long toenail on the wrong place at the wrong, it will really fuck you up. I don't do fucked up feet. I don't do ugly feet. You understand what I'm saying? I'm very big about that. So therefore, I had to find my toenail clippers, whatever I had to do. I also said, I got this spot on my skin. Usually I would extract it. I said, no, I'm not extracting anything. on my skin. I said I will steam clean my skin, and I will make sure that I put on the proper mask for my skin so that the mask will extract whatever needs to come out. And if it calls for me to pull it out and extract it and do the proper cleansing for it, then that's what I would do to cleanse my skin. I'm not picking at my skin no more. Okay? Being very cautious about how I pluck my hairs. Just look like the hairs on my chin and stuff, like, because I do get I'm one of the women that get the facial hair under the chin and stuff like that. Anywhere where I get these things, right? I'm being more cautious about how I do it. Okay. So these intricate little teeny tiny things are very important for you to do. I looked in the mirror today, looked at my face today, did the work I needed to do, no matter how much I was like, okay, let me just get up and do this. And I wasn't hard on myself with what time of the day I did it, as long as I got up and washed my face. And I've been more gentle with washing my face, not so rough, very gentle with washing my face, and very gentle with how I put the products in my face as well. But that came from watching people do their skincare product. And I was like, I noticed that they pat it in. I noticed that they rub it in. I noticed that they always put it in this way. And I noticed that there's a certain rotation, and there's all these different things. And next thing you know, I start subconsciously applying all these things to my skin. But at least I did it, right? Again, going back to that self-assessment. So whatever you didn't complete today that you needed to complete, it's okay. Take it back to the drawing board. You'll get to it. Whatever distracted you today, whatever distracted you yesterday, whatever, it's okay. You wipe yourself back up. You get back to it. All of that stuff is a distraction. I need you to understand. All of that is a complete distraction. Somebody in your relationship want to argue about some shit that is not even necessary to argue about. That's a distraction. I feel for you if y'all live together, because then you're really gonna be distracted. You know what I'm saying? You get on your social media and you see all this blah 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 stuff about Charlie Kirk and this that. That's a distraction. When I was yelling the way I did that day, and I'm going to erase that show, that was a distraction. All a distraction. Somebody I never even seen came in my room. Like, well, what about this Charlie Kirk? This that. That was a distraction. You gotta stay focused. You gotta stay grounded. You gotta stay honed in. You gotta stay honed in on your craft, whatever you gotta do. It's just a distraction. Okay? Because people will waste your time, bro. People will waste your motherfucking time. They don't care.
You know you never love that way again.
Oh, come on, Whitney.
Then we almost had it all.
Hey, you run out of heat.
I saw you. Hey, so let me stop playing. What's going on?
What's up, boo? What up?
I see you. I see you.
I see you, boo.
Oh, I've never had this many people in my life. What is going on?
I woke up and I was like, oh, he online. I'll see what he's doing. He's like, yes. I'm like, this dude is hilarious. You looking good. I know you've been working out.
Yes, you know, I'm trying to get these pounds off of me. Shit, I ain't doing nothing else. All I can do is be in the house. So I'm like, fuck that, I'm gonna work out.
I'm just snacking.
No, don't be snacking. No. Look at all that. You see my arms coming in the forward and shit.
I see you coming. You cut. I hope you people watching 20s, we try to provide entertainment.
Listen,
you know,
I'm watching 20s. I'm watching Boomerang.
Thank you, love.
Listen, it's a shame because you're not ashamed, but I'm falling in love with your character Ari. He reminds me of my best friend.
Come on, we've been here.
He don't know if he want to be straight, if he want to be bi. He just, you know, I love the character.
Well, the character is bi. He's bi. I think that's how he identified. Oh, Kathy Najimy up in here. Say what's to Kathy Najimy. Y'all know Kathy Najimy. She was in Sister Act. She's the
that's my girl. Hey!
She in here. What up, Kathy? That's my dog. She's a legend.
That's my movie.
It's everybody's movie. Okay. No, but like he is bi. And we really wanted to write that character because I think for me, I really wanted to express that Black men, particularly who are masculine presenting, can also be sexually fluid. It was something I really hadn't seen, and I really wanted to do it. Right. And Leland, who's the actor who does it, he really got into it. He was like, let's make sure we do this. Let's make sure we do it right. And that last week's episode got us so people really were talking about tops and bottoms and all that kind of stuff. But it really
She is obsessed with her writing. Any chance that she gets to talk about her character, she goes in. I like that about her. She really knows her character.
You know, like we talked, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm ready for season 3."
Yeah, and Candy, don't sleep on Candy, okay? Candy does a really good job. Candy, she takes it very seriously. And I don't watch Housewives of Atlanta, but I hear she's been talking about Housewives of Atlanta.
Right.
But she takes it very seriously. She auditioned for one part, but it was like a little too big for her schedule, and so then she got this other role that I think is more fitting. And I really got in there, and I worked with her, and I gave her thoughts, and I gave her notes, and she's super good and chill, and she was never a diva on set. She was always super sweet and always always down to come into the work. I really enjoy working with her. She's super chill. And I don't think of her as Housewives of Atlanta. I think of her as like icon from Escape. Like that's my shit.
Right.
I'm like you should Escape, okay? You go trip. You know, so it's like she to me is a legend in the game, and I'm just honored to have her on the show. And she's really great. We got some special guests coming up. You know, Lala's in there.
I know y'all don't, to all those listening or watching, we doing a podcast now. I know a lot of people don't like podcasts.
No, people do like podcasts. People like podcasts. I heard podcasts are down now. Obviously, people are at home and obviously listen to them in their cars. But I love a podcast, and we got to figure out. We're gonna find a way for us to work together. Me, you, and Mikkel. Because I really do want y'all show to go global for people to really see.
She supports a lot of other people as well. A lot of Black people. That's something big for me. Like she supports other Black. I hate the word, but other Black queer people as well. So she keeps herself, and I can't because even that woman that I talked about, that's the executive vice executive producer of that site, Scroller. She does queer lesbian queer films as well. She's the first one I actually seen indie film that had worked like that. So I was like, okay, that's what made me email her. And so that's what I'm just saying. Like, you know, what are you bringing in the circle of your industry? And journal. I meant to buy a notebook today. I totally forgot. I got some cat food and I forgot to get my notebook. I was supposed to get me a fucking notebook. So I have to start writing stuff down. What is it that you bring to your industry, and who is in your industry, and things like that? So let me go ahead, and I see one here going into Black queer art. They cutting up on Instagram. Y'all know how people do on Instagram.
What is the politically correct way to say this? Now that you are able to provide for yourself, probably in more ways than you could have earlier in life, how has that influenced, you know, your style? I know you say you're not into fashion, babe. Like, have you seen your Instagram? My next guest is an Emmy award-winning writer, producer, and actor, as well as founder of Film and Grad, a media company created to empower and provide industry access to underrepresented artists and amplify the stories of diverse, historically marginalized communities across all industries. You know my girl from Master of None, the mind behind the shy. She brought you Queen and Slim because she brings it to you every ball. Know that. Okay, she's your inspo. She's your inspo's inspo. She's on your vision board. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls who look like boys who look like girls, non-binaries, and everyone else with a very, very unique haircut. It's Lena Waithe. Which way should I look here?
On the J Fox show.
Listen, you see the cards.
Look, I'm into it.
This is a long time coming, as you just said. Like, when I think back to when I was like, hey, can I come to your house? I don't know what kind of shit I was on. I was very bold in that moment, but you said come through. Yeah.
When was that? What year was that?
Oh, shit, you talking about?
21?
Yeah.
This is after the 20s thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
But that was, you know, I thought you'd be great to do that, you know?
Thank you.
I think that was me, because I'll be honest, like, I had to tap it with you in a way, because I think you were, I don't know, I think you thought, like, you couldn't tap in for some reason. And so I was like, okay, well, then the onus should be on me, because I tapped you and I was like, yeah, we Zoomed, remember? That was before the 20s thing, am I correct? We had to Zoom?
Yes, yeah.
So
I'm not in the mood for that. Hold on, y'all. I just try to find stuff where she talks about actual meaningful shit. Hey. Okay, California, African American. I love museums, bro. I'm trying to tell you, museums. Like I still be getting stuff from New York Public Library, the events and stuff they be having out there. African American Museum. Welcome to the conversation. Tatiana, Faza Lisa, da. Lena Waithe. This happened 2023. I would have definitely been there.
An international street art series that tackles gender-based street harassment.
Is that her? I would have definitely been there. If it was
made it.
Made it. Hello.
Woo! First of all, I'm just so grateful to be here in this room with all of you. So thank y'all for being here, for being present.
Yeah, that's a dope ass vest. That look custom made right there.
Being witnesses to this amazing work. I was really honored. I came here yesterday to take in the art, just have a moment with it. And I had to send Tatiana a voice note yesterday because I really was floored and moved and changed. And I think that's what art is supposed to do. So thank you for changing all of us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Lena. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, Lena, for being here. Thank you to Cam and everyone that helped put this together, who helped the show.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I'm so excited to talk about this work. I'm so excited to talk about it with you all. And to just be in conversation with Lena. I'm, just excited to, when I got the voice note, I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a good conversation. I was like, we're gonna, because you got it, you felt it, and that's like important to me as an artist. So we are sitting amongst the work. It is these pieces. If you haven't been to the show yet, the windows, all of these 5 walls, the work behind me, this is all speaking to shit too. And it's dope because graphic drawing was what I started with when I was in high school. I was just drawing in my little sketch pad. And so to now like still be drawing, but to be able to blow it up to scale, to be here is so important. And then thinking about black and white, particularly I think the woman behind us, she feels very regal to me. She feels like
I want you to also journal something else. This hit me hard, okay? When you are journaling with these people or whoever your success study is, make a book. I encourage it. I need you to journal your thoughts. This person loves Whitney Houston, okay? What is it that you see, like, especially like you gotta write, you know what I'm saying? You gotta express yourself. What is it about Whitney Houston that you see, or what you know about Whitney Houston that maybe your favorite artist may love about her? What is it about Whitney Houston that she loves? What traits about Whitney Houston that you may see in the artist that you love, right? Now, you don't know their life. You're just going by what they have been vulnerable enough to share with you. Well, why do they love this movie? Why does Lena love, she loves A Different World, right? I didn't even know A Different World came out in 1987, y'all. And it's so funny because I remember watching it when I was in 4th grade. So I was probably like 11, right? I remember all of this stuff. And so A Different World, A Different World, how do I say this? That show kind of bored me a little bit, but I did watch it because I like Dwayne Wade with his glasses, and I wanted his glasses. Like, and I remember, Dwayne Wade. I remember Dwayne Wade, and I knew that he dated Shanice the singer, and then the girl I went to school with, Shanice was like her cousin, like her cousin. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we came along, because we both had cousins in the industry and shit. And I was like, oh, my cousin is such and such. So yeah, but other than that, journal. Why A Different World? What did this person really like about this show? What aspects of A Different World do I see in their writing, their creating? It depends on what field of work you're analyzing about the person that you're studying. This is something I would do. Like, what is it about A Different World in the writing? That what is she saying about it? But what do I see in her creation, her writing from The Shy? Do I see a different world in that? Do I see a different world in this? Why does she go into comedy writing? All of these different things. You know what I'm saying?
like she is caught in time. She feels like she could be
What
from
is she
50 years
looking
old from
at?
yesterday. And I photographed her right outside here on Cam Steps. We sat and had a conversation. I photographed her, and she just sat, when I was photographing her, she just sat in this beautiful pose with this beautiful face. I was here for 4 weeks, and I interviewed around 20 different Black women across the city, talking about community, about safety, and asked them, where do you feel safe? Where do you feel grounded? Where do you feel your most self? Where do you feel most comfortable? And most of them mentioned out in nature, which is interesting because it's LA, and LA has such access to nature. You know, it's like, I grew up in Oklahoma City when no body of water, we in the middle of America, right? Can't go to the ocean. I now live in New York, which has different nature, but California just has such beautiful, just beautiful nature. And so I think that's one reason why a lot of them mention nature, just because of the access to it, like it's here. But it was things like, going to the beach with my homies, or going on a hike, or just going to Kennecott Park, and just these are places where we can just set up safety for ourselves, where we feel free, where we feel in community with the earth, in community with the earth. And so, environment plays a big part in my work in general.
I don't know who this lady is.
A couch inside of a room. I
What is she
took these
looking at?
trees, and I knew I wanted to place them together.
See the exhibit, so I didn't know how it was set up. So when I walked in, I technically was confronted with the work. You're immediately confronted with it, and in a beautiful way, Yeah. And what I think about, because I know it was about safe spaces and things like that, it made me wonder or think about Black women in particular, in that we are both haunted and hunted. And so therefore, we are constantly seeking safety. And when I was in here, as some of you can see, this says over here, a movement in every direction, legacies of the Great Migration. Now that is a separate exhibit.
It's an amazing exhibit.
Yes, I implore you all to see. So as I was standing here and looking up at your amazing work, I look to my right and I see something about the Great Migration. And that is also a form of our people leaving one place in search of a safer place.
Yeah.
And to me, I think, and also us talking about Black folks' relationship to trees. Don't give that on her. Give that to Tatiana because she said it backstage.
Too funny. Don't give me that.
And it was actually a thing I did not do. My brain didn't do that. But when you said it, when we were backstage, sort of just in communication about, we were in the, Great Migration exhibit back there. And that is also something that's very interesting. And that a place like nature is a place of safety, but for our people has also been a place of fear.
Absolutely.
So talk to me a little bit, or if you could bring everyone a little bit into that conversation about.
Okay, so we're talking about queer art here. I saved this so we can what how does this person carry themselves? How do they speak? What do they speak about? What are they educated about? What are they educated about? What are they obsessed with talking about? I see that Lena, she talk all day about her characters and her film and her movies and this, that, and the third. She knows her characters in and out. Her whole fictional world, she knows it in and out. She do not play. She's obsessed with her world. She loves stories that keep her haunted at night, that wake her up at night. Okay, all of these different type of little things. Put that in the journal as a place of study. We're at the top of the second hour. Put that in a place of, put that in your place of study. Refer back to it, and also put yourself in the space. How do I do this? How can I do this more? What is it that I love, right? I'm speaking to you in general, right? What is it that I love to do? What is it that I love to read about? What is my favorite book? What book do I stand by right now? What movie do I stand by right now? You know what I'm saying? Depending on the field of work, whatever you do, whatever, what construction site do I love? Who's the construction, what kind of construction style or company that I really enjoy, and or this and that, or whatever it is that you do, right? This is the success study. You are studying for education. Everything you listen to, everything you see, what are you getting out of this? All right. I want to give a disclaimer. Please, please do not be a creep. Do not be doing this shit to stalk people. And I'm going to tell you right now, it ain't going to work. I'll be the one to tell you right now, these are not the type of people that can get stalked and you can pose around and stuff like that. They're very intuitive. They've been doing what they're doing for a long time. And if you succeed at it, I mean, shit, very much wish you well luck with it, which I highly doubt that you will. I'm just going to tell you straight up. This is for education purposes. I don't have time for online weirdos. Please don't be an online weirdo. And I'm hoping that none of you are, because any online weirdo won't be around for too fucking long for this shit any goddamn way. All right. Just the fact that you even just people who got time to stalk people like that, bro. Like, men, like that's crazy.
There's the women kissing to create this sort of community of Black women.
Something bigger than yourself, but can you talk to us about what that process was like for you in deciding who it was going to be and where you were going to put everyone?
Yeah. So to get to that, like I said, I came here and I interviewed, it was close to 20 women that I interviewed. I was here for 4 weeks. And I was driving all around the city.
And her shoes.
Which was
I like the
hard
way she got the
driving.
shoes blending in with the pants, and then her top is blending in with
Bro.
her.
And I love to drive. I love
my
to drive. By the
gosh.
end of my trip, I was like, I'm never driving again.
Kissing is just cute. You know what I mean? They kissing under their tree. So I'll, it's just sort of like
KISSING.
exactly. And it just sort of like came together that way. I'm just like looking at the photos that I had, the design.
To a photographer, it's just natural for them to tell you to smile. That's a part of their job.
Damn, I love that
And
vest, yo. Some
I
of that
adopted
vest
them
on
of
fire.
like,
I'll
I'm
rock
not
the
gonna
fuck out of
smile
that vest,
if
yo.
I'm not in the mood.
Yeah.
And I like the way she got that
And
green with it.
but that was from
That black
direct
makes the
from
vest stand out
your
more. But
that piece of
if
work.
she wanted that vest to pop out more, like if she really wanted to style it, like because she's in this type of setting, she has to tone herself down. But if she was like in a party setting, definitely she could have put like a pop of another the same color, what with another pattern under that vest. That shit would be so dope.
You did.
Yeah.
I was impacted by it, and that work then came into my life. And so, in looking at there's a cerebral, there's a calm on their faces where it's again speaking to me in my life now about, okay, I've conquered the not smiling, now let me be calm.
Yeah. And I love that, especially the,
It's like proof of life.
yeah.
And I also knew that's what I think is so interesting.
I love this piece. This one is
Me
probably
too.
like one of my favorites.
Okay, but we can't see nothing. That's what's pissing me off. Then she keep looking up, and I'm like, what's she looking up at? We can't see it. Like, what is this? What is this? Karen Silva? Who's Karen Silva? Anybody know who Karen Silva is? I'm about to take this off my list.
I got promoted twice in 18 months. Here's my secret. Discovered that everyone hates taking meeting notes and setting them up. But if you do it well and you volunteer for it, you become indispensable. But here's the secret. You don't actually have to do the work. Otter does it for you automatically. It transcribes every meeting, creates.
Hell yeah. Meeting notes. I need those. Y'all know I be snatching up every AI goddamn program I could get. It's not a game out here.
All right, so we're just gonna get started. First off, thank you for joining Live Civil. As you know, this is a safe space. This is the Live Civil platform powered by Karen Civil and me, myself. My name is Cheyenne Corinne, and I'm of backlash on social media. People pretty much saying, I feel like it's too much. What do you have to say to things like that? And why do you think that it's important for there to be representation of these characters in your show? And why do you think that people have to say things like it's too much, as far as the scene with the stripper, as far as the transgender role that's on the show? Like, why do you think that people were offended by this? And what do you have to say to people saying that it's too much?
Well, I think it may feel like it's too much because there's not enough representation of us in shows like this. I think sometimes when gay or queer characters pop up in shows, that there's sometimes it does feel like tokenism, or it doesn't really feel like there's a queer person in the room. But I do appreciate the efforts among, Black showrunners, making sure that we're not invisible, but I think if I do it, then I'm really trying to make sure, because I am a queer woman, woman of color, sitting at the head of the table, that it is a little bit more expected for the characters to be super nuanced, and very authentic. And so I take that responsibility very seriously. And but also, too, at the same time, I can't represent for every queer Black person just because that's too big a too bigger responsibility. But you know, I think I welcome it. I welcome pushback, because if you're not getting pushback on the art, you know, then that means it's safe. And if
about open marriages, which is really interesting to me. But what else do you have as far as open upcoming projects that you want people to know about?
Well, the open marriage thing is I wrote a pilot, you know, about that. So I'm still waiting, you know, working with Amazon to see if we're gonna go forward with it. But people are like, that story ran, people are like, oh yeah, she's filming it next month. It's like, nah, like
and then when I started looking, I'm like, it looks like it's very much so in the, like, you know,
early stages.
Stages.
There's a script that I wrote.
Pay attention to how other people respond to her. Are people serious? The people who talk to her, are they serious? Do they play around? Do they joke around? Are they serious about the questions that they ask? Are they prepared? Are they more flirting with her? You see what I'm saying? I noticed that something about Lena is there's a lot of women who tend to have these shows with her, but they tend to flirt with her a lot. And I'm just like, okay, and it's okay, it happens, you know what I'm saying, because she's at the status where she would be. But sometimes I guess you wouldn't, I guess no one would really want to expect it from certain women who do it, but she gets flirted with a lot. I don't think this girl is flirting with her. I think she's just young, you know what I'm saying, she's just young and finding herself and stuff like that, so I'm not judging her.
But you know, now we're talking to some writers, and we're gonna try to get like hopefully a small room together and figure it out. You know, and then go from there, because there's so.
Is that a white boy bar? Yo, she got a dead ass, y'all. She got a dead look. She got a white boy behind her, yo. I'm dead. Yo, she got the white boy behind her. She is working, bro.
So much work that goes into like all the things you need to get cracking with a
I'm
show.
not playing the breakfast.
But no, the thing I'm very excited about is a movie called The 40-Year-Old Version, spelled Version, written, directed, and starring Rada Blank. Very excited for people to meet her. She's been a friend of mine for many years. She's extremely talented, obviously, as people will see. And she just shot a wonderful film, man. Shot in black and white, on film, all film location in New York City. And her Blood, Sweat, and Tears is on the celluloid, and it's such a throwback, you know.
Yo. Oh, shit. What happened? Oh, shit.
Story, and it's about finding your voice, and it's dope, and it'll be on Netflix October 9th, and I can't wait for everybody to see it. Yeah, and I got a couple other things up my sleeve. There's also a show I'm doing that I'm an EP on. I'm very proud to be a part of. It's called Them Covenant. And it's all about covenants and red lines and zoning and where people can live and where they can't. It's an anthology series. But the first season focuses on a black family that moves into a white neighborhood that happens to be Compton in 1953. And the only thing scarier than the white neighbors that don't want them there,
I don't
is
think
the
I
house
peeped that
they're
at the
moving
bottom.
into, which is actually haunted.
So
it's called Them Covenant. It's created by Little Marvin, and hopefully that'll be out next year.
Hold on, Lena. We got breaking fucking news, y'all. Hold on.
Open Code is the best AI coding tool for professional software engineers. They put a lot of time and effort making a real.
Just hold up in the chat.
Black preachers from across the country surely were not holding back from the pulpit.
We already know
all of these Negro preachers who've been in talking about that this man that was killed was the answer to Christ in the earth. Y'all ain't saying nothing. They having moments of silence in black churches all over the country over a man that was racist and a white supremacist. How dare you compare him to...
I can't deal with that breathing shit. That breathing shit get on my motherfucking nerve.
It's
Do
a
you got to breathe
anthology
that deep?
series.
You ain't even
But
doing
the first
metal
season
vocals.
focuses on a black family that moved.
That's all to keep the people all riled up and scared. And what the fuck you saying? I don't like that shit. We not doing that. Okay, never mind. Never mind on that breaking news. Never mind. Okay. We know Chris Brown deactivated his. Yeah. Why am I here? It's the sex studies, the Lena Waithe formula. I'm dead. Thank you. Get ready for something big. Thank you. DL Anton Daniels crashes out on Black Women Live. What happened?
Hey guys, we're back here for it.
Hold on, y'all. Fair use, motherfuckers. Fair use. He crashed out. What he say?
Before superhuman AI, email was legitimately one of the most stressful parts of my workday. Let me show you
how he acts. This Daniels, Anton Daniels, as you can see him up in the corner. So this is some panel that he did with another channel, which I've already marked. So I'm gonna get this started, and you're gonna hear, Anton speaking, and you're just going to see some of the disgusting things that this man is spewing out of his mouth, which is why I told y'all, I said, this dude cannot like his wife. There's no way. That was
my deep apology, y'all. My deep apologies. Young Thug, anti-black, and Mariah the Scientist loves it. Okay. You know what we're gonna do is we gonna get back. We done fucked up talking about Lena.
See it.
My bad. We crashed out a little bit. That was not supposed to be something that I was supposed to do. I caught myself. That got a little enticing. That was a little enticing. I would like to play the Breakfast Club because I do want to know what happened with Jason. I really do want to know what happened to Jason. Here's what I'm impressed by with Lena. Ew, gosh, she's. I won't say that out loud. We'll keep that to myself. What I just scrolled down and saw. We're a little bit 30 minutes after the top of the 2 hours. Lena. I see a lot about Lena. I have studied a lot about Lena. I have watched a lot about Lena. And I will journal more about Lena. And so the next of my studies, which will be more than likely behind the scenes because of copyright, I will start watching and paying attention to I've already watched The Shy. I've already studied The Shy. from the beginning of The Shy that I watched, which was up to season 6, and I kind of just crashed. I kind of just was done after season 6. What I'm doing now is studying the shows that she like. I have studied a few of the shows that she like, and I studied what she said about the shows that work and how they work. I know that she also is a comedy writer. I am not a comedy writer, but still, I can still learn as a writer. And so I'm looking at her character development, right? That's where I'm going now as a what I do. Then into how she builds her character, how she builds conflict, how she does her plot twist, how she does an inciting incident. One of the main twists that I love, spoiler alert here for The Shy, is when Kevin set up Ronnie and Brandon, and then one person shot the other. And then while he was running, the cops had stopped him, and he had a bloody whatever he had in the bag. We didn't know what he had in the bag. We just know he had something in the bag that would have got him arrested for life. He was terrified, and when the cops realized that he was Brandon from the restaurant, they was like, "Hey, my wife, can we get a reservation?" It's like, "Yeah, I could definitely get you a reservation there." They just gave him back the bag and told him have a great day. He went home, and then his girlfriend opened up the bag when he went to go run and do something. And then she didn't want to be with him no more because she was like asking him what happened, and he didn't want to talk. That was incredible, incredible plot twist. So I look at her characters and her character development and how she builds her characters. I look at her character arc. So this is where I'm starting to do. When I look at the show 20s, now that I have a space to actually sit down and really watch the show and study the show, I could sit down and study, oh, okay, how did this story go? This, that, and the third, blah, 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 and put that in the book. Okay? And so therefore, this is the beginning of teaching myself the formula of how she writes, the formula of what she writes, how she writes it, how she puts it together. Let me write this down. Study. What am I studying for? Separate personalities, so I won't forget when I wake up tomorrow. Right. So this is something that for my study day, this is the work that I'm going to have to put in, right? This is the studying that I'm going to have to do. This is the work that I'm going to have to put in, right? This is the level of whatever it is that I have to do. And the reason is because, again, this is called application. This is called learning, education. All right. So we at the top of the hour, second hour, after the 30 minutes of the second hour. Hey, I know I had a few takes. It don't matter. I'm just going to keep streaming, and I'm going to keep streaming. I'm going to keep teaching, and whoever pull up, it is what it is, right? So at this point, I'm about to bounce. Okay. I'm about to bounce, y'all. It's always been fun. We are going to keep doing this success studies, the Lena Waithe formula. And from whatever it is I do in the background, however I do it, I'm going to come back and we're going to do it again. And sometimes when I go to bed at night, I tend to play some audiobooks. I tend to play some, I've been playing quantum leaping stuff. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of quantum leaping stuff, right? I've been on quantum leaping for a long time, but now I'm like listening to some more stuff with quantum leaping and stuff like that. And I'm gonna more than likely play the same thing that I played before. That's why I like to play a playlist, because I like my playlist to loop and loop and loop and loop. And that will play the whole time that I go to sleep. And when I do that, I'm going to more than likely have Is it this one? No. What was it? This one? Where did it go? This one. I'm gonna have this one coming across the motherfucking screen because I really like that one. You know what I'm saying? That's like a cloud. That's crazy. The cloud. That looks so sad. But this right here, see, that's sexy. So we do the quantum leaping and stuff. A lot of times when you watch the show and you see me on the side like this, that means that I'm going to talk, right? And a lot of times I do that for copyright reasons too. A lot of times I might jump in and I might say a few things and then go back to sleep, roll over, go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I might be doing other things, but most of the time I'm in that bed and knock the fuck out and go back to sleep, say some things or whatever. But today's been a little rough for me anyway. But it's okay. I got through it and I'm here and I put it in my assessment journal, my self-assessment journal, and it's okay. Tomorrow, which will be now in a few hours, will be a better day. And so therefore we just going to dust ourselves off and we going to make it happen again. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate that I was here to listen to all these Lena Waithe interviews and stuff and give myself some more learning. I've been doing this all week. We're at Friday now. So now it's time that, hey, I take a break, I take a step back, and I start doing some more studying for myself, doing some more application for myself, getting back into that journal and writing some more things down and stuff like that I see with Lena Waithe and the things that I learned in education, even the little personal things that I see that I need to like write down and stuff and how that applies to myself, because I all want you to take this journey with me, because I want you to learn as well for whoever you're studying for your success studies. Now, at first I opened the door and said, hey, if you have somebody in mind that you wanted me to play up here together and we can play all this stuff together, I was like, hey, we can do that. But honestly, I've been on my role and I just want you to be on your own role while you see me on my role. And while I'm on my role, I can teach you how to be on your role and how you can study and the things that you can learn. And there's a lot of things that's going to be in repetition, and it's okay. It's okay. There's a lot of things in repetition, but repetition is how we all learn. See? So anyway, because repetition is a part of consistency. Repetition is part of being focused and concentrated as well.